right, it thinks we're live. It took it a second. All right, folks, this is the Soundcheck portion of the show. Let us know how we sound. Dave, say something.
Something!
All right, let us know how we sound. We'll get started here in just a second. We're running a little bit behind.
Levels. How are the levels?
I don't know. You guys tell us. It's a little hot in here.
It's getting hot.
Can you turn that to low if it's not already?
It's already low.
Okay, gotcha. Skip.
If you started stripping, I turned it down.
Yeah. All right. Audio recording is going. Hello. Hello. Oh, we got some levels. All right. Audio is recording. How do the masses say that? Sounds good to me, says General Shinobi. That's Chantal.
Shinobi.
I watched her on the Galaxy of Queers podcast over the weekend. They talked about the never-ending story.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. And quite the movie.
Terrifying.
Yes, exactly.
Fucking terrifying.
Quicksand. That's all I got to say. So, all right. All right. Everybody is saying we sound good. Fuck, it's hot in here. God damn. I'm about to tell you to turn that whole fucking thing off.
Regardless, I could turn it off immediately, and it'll take a moment, right?
Yeah.
It'll cool down.
All right. It's quite cool.
Cool whip.
All right. I guess I'm good. Whenever you're good, give me a countdown.
Yeah.
And then we'll do it.
Fucking monitor stops blinking. Jesus Christ. I really need to replace this cord. Honestly, it's fucking driving me bonkers.
Yeah. Oh, what you got there?
Well, you know, I noticed there was another, so I made.
So you touched the pops, the Tom Brady pops.
Yeah. Well, this is going to come up later.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, whenever
It'll come up real good.
Whenever you're ready, give me
Actually, I should lay him down like this.
Count down, and we'll get. Wait. Oh fuck! We were gonna toast to something. You had mentioned it. Like we don't have a toast right now. Fuck. Yeah, I got nothing. No, you can't.
What?
Oh my
What
god!
do you mean?
You're killing me, Dave.
I'm killing you. You just brought it up. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
All right. It's too early for the John Williams toast. His birthday's not for like another week.
You could toast Joe Burrow.
Could toast Joe Rogan.
Or Joe Rogan. I don't care.
All right. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Just again, give me a countdown whenever you're ready.
Ready? Where's my countdown? Oh, there it is. Ready, set, go.
To Joe Burrow and Matt Stafford. Well done, gentlemen.
Yes.
Welcome to the big show. Another good weekend of football. That being said, hello everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, Mortal Kombat, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about.
Mortal Kombat!
I'm Mr. Jason Roskam. With me here each and every single week, the raid into my Liu Kang, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Mortal Kombat!
Wait, no, that's a different. Either way, you get the idea.
It's the techno song, right?
Yes. No, I was doing more of the
right.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes,
I think that's how that goes.
It was there. Oh, there's several remixes.
Yes.
In fact, I think I have in here while we're talking about it. I think I have the Mortal Kombat sound. How you doing? Give me a minute.
Riveting
Give me a
stuff
minute.
as Dave
I'm
shuffles through his CD binder.
Look, the CD binder is what makes us who we are, Jason.
That is true.
This is... Everyone knows the sounds of the CD binder. There it is. Mortal Kombat! There it is. Right there.
All right, Dave's got the original Mortal Kombat soundtrack. Now, we're talking the 90s, right? Isn't that when the first...
92 is when the game came out.
No, I'm talking the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, fuck if I remember. God
Yeah.
damn it. We're not talking about Mortal Kombat.
No, what are we talking about this week?
We are talking about Patreon supporter Shotgun Mark.
Yep.
Who, for whatever reason, this was a Patreon supported poll.
Yep.
That went out to basically
All of our patrons.
all of our patrons. To how did this get selected? Like,
So we didn't have a show topic for January 31st.
Right.
So we're like, fuck it, we'll let the patrons decide. So I did a series of polls on our Patreon.
Right.
And they initially selected an older movie, and we narrowed it down to Big Trouble in Little China, which was Shotgun Mark's suggestion. And here we are.
yes, doing Big Trouble in Little China.
Which I have, before Saturday, I had never seen.
Right.
So
you are now part of a club that
I've taken my first steps into a larger world.
a larger world that you never knew. You know so much about China right now. Like, now that you've seen this movie, you know so much about China. Like, you should give briefings. You should be able to look at a Chinese person and go, I know everything there is to know about your culture. And it wouldn't be racist at all. At all.
Why don't we put a pin in that? Because we're going to get into all of the things that you just said when we get to our main topic. But until then, we have a whole bunch of business to get to. First of all, let's talk about our Patreon. Great segue. If you're enjoying the Sidebar Cantina's content and ensuing shenanigans, consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this podcast and help make it possible for us to continue to bring you quality content week after week. We'd like to give a huge shout out to our current patrons, Mark Somerville, Shotgun Mark, Frank Kulovich, Frederick Martin, Tony Ferrari, Chad Vickers, Scott and Kim from the Used and Abused podcast, Ivo G, Kristen Roskam, Big Nick from Swede Studios, Catherine Rennick, new supporter, as well as my wonderful mother-in-law, Patricia Goodstein.
Wow.
Also a new supporter this
very
week.
nice.
So
Very nice.
we appreciate each and every one of you. This is my first time reading
Apparently.
a thing. If you'd like to consider becoming a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/thesidebarcantina. Our Patreon page is also a great place to give us your opinions regarding show topics and the direction of the podcast in general, which is big, and we're going to continue to do that. Do you want to hear Dave rant even more? Do you want to tell Jason to never wear his hair like that again? Wait a minute. What the fuck? As a patron, we would be contractually obligated to listen to your opinion. Thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. You are the reason why we do this. What's wrong with my hair? At least I have hair right now. Whatever.
Like Bronco Fed. I'd like to be a patron, but my wife forbids it. She hates the pod.
That's funny.
But we love you, Bronco Fed. So.
We do. And you know what? We don't even dislike your wife.
Yeah, we like your wife too. It's not.
So.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
Jake,
What?
I can't open it.
Oh.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, you
Just wanted to give you a straw. No, that's no. I just took it out of the wrapper.
yeah, you did.
You look like you needed a straw for your for your soda.
Okay. I see what that was clever. That
What?
was
What,
really clever.
I don't understand.
A little subterfuge, little like cake.
No, she needed help with
distraction.
something.
Yeah. Oh. Very, very clever.
Okay.
Very, very good. Very, very good.
I'm trying to
Yes.
give Dave a straw for his drink.
It's a fucking paper straw that you are about to fucking get annihilated with. Fucking paper straw.
So ungrateful.
Listen. Do you see this? Do you see this cup? Do you see it? Do you see the lid that's on this cup?
I do.
And do you see that it has a handy dandy lip? How you doing? So that you can drink out of said lid.
Uh-huh.
See, this is the solution. This eliminates waste, as opposed to that paper straw, which generates more waste.
I just want to reiterate.
Fuck you and your fucking...
the
come
paper
on,
straw.
Come on, man. Come on, look at the waste you just made, man, with that paper straw, man.
As he's drinking out of the plastic cup and the plastic lid.
This could be recycled.
They won't recycle it. But anyway, I've totally lost track of where we are. But
I'm curious as to why you're reading things suddenly, which is so funny. Like it's not as easy as it looks, is it, Jason? To have to read from the teleprompter.
I probably should have read it once ahead of time just to get a
fuck
idea.
all that. Don't. It doesn't help. Trust me, it doesn't help.
All right. Well, don't you have something to read too?
Are we at that part?
Yeah.
Oh,
I talked about Patreon. Now it's your turn to talk about Red 5.
Oh well, I'm going to talk about Red 5 then.
Well, then fucking do it.
Sidebar Cantina is participating in Star Wars Podcast Day 2022. Jedi Talk, the very first Star Wars podcast, premiered 23 years ago.
God damn.
On February 7th, 1999. So that's in a week, right?
Yeah.
It's in a week. Holy shit. This has become a worldwide event, and we couldn't be more honored to be included in the celebration. Lunar Girl...
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration, bitches. Lunar Girl will be posting up the socials with the info throughout the week, including some of the other podcasts we are joining. So be sure to check that out. Sidebar, I really... am disappointed in you.
Me?
Yeah.
What did I do?
You got through that whole Patreon read. No snaps.
I did one at the end.
No, you didn't.
I said you are the reason why we do this.
No, you didn't.
I did.
I don't remember.
We can roll back the tape.
We might.
Chat.
You were so busy with your fucking straw shenanigans.
She came in before I mean, never mind.
Anyway, so Star Wars Podcast Day. Fucking tune in. It's going to be great.
Yep.
For Red 5, the date for ScarifCon 2022 has been set. You may remember our friends from the Escape Pod last year participated in ScarifCon. They did some, I think they did a live broadcast from ScarifCon and met some the podcasters. And this is kind of how we got involved with the Red 5 network.
True.
Through all that. So
we slid our way in via this Escape Podcast.
That's right. So we're looking forward to participating in the ScarifCon. So the date has been set. The con will be held in Chicago on Saturday, July 23rd. Lunar Girl will be there, repping the sidebar, along with many other of our Red 5 podcasting family. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for details on how you can attend. More Red 5 news after the show. Jason and I, we are hoping to attend as well.
We are at least floating the idea.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot of moving parts there. We both have vacations in early July, which will affect the show as well. But
yep.
It's at least being discussed.
Yes. I would really like to go. I think it'd be a good time. And, Chicago is not so far away from us.
Chicago!
That it's doable. It's definitely doable. It's just a matter of, making all the Jenga blocks fall in the right spots.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. We do a segment every week on the show called This or That, where our social media director, Luna Girl, puts up a poll on our Instagram. And what is our Instagram, Dave?
At the Sidebar Cantina.
See, if you'd been drinking from a paper straw, that wouldn't have happened. And
no, I would have been choking because it's a paper fucking straw, and it makes the soda actually taste different.
She gives you two options. You pick one of the options, and we go over the results here on the show.
Fuck your paper straw.
So we're talking about 80s cult classic movies, and let's just get right into it. Which one was your jam? Highlander or Conan the Barbarian?
I forget what I picked.
I definitely picked Conan because we've talked about this before about Highlander. Never my thing. In fact, I don't think I've even seen any of the movies. I have seen bits of the TV show because the TV show always came on right after Monday night or right before Monday Night Raw.
Right.
Every Monday back in the 90s. But never saw the movies. Never really cared to. But I saw the Conan movies. That was really my first exposure to Arnold.
Right.
I think.
Most people's.
Yeah. I remember the Conan the Barbarian and Red Sonja. If you remember that little gem.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a fucking reach back.
Indeed.
Reach around.
You can only hope. So, all right, well, Conan won 53% to 47%.
Okay.
Favorite spacey cult classic, Spaceballs versus Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Listen, when I did this, okay, when I went on here and actually did the quiz, I couldn't believe how many people had voted. Like, it was way too close. Now, I probably did it early in the voting.
Yeah.
But I was like, this should not even be a question. Like, Spaceballs should have blown this thing fucking to pieces.
Yeah.
Like, that Killer Clown. I've never seen that other movie.
I vaguely remember.
It's not even in the same category.
No.
It's not even fucking close. I have seen Spaceballs. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I've probably seen Spaceballs more than I've seen any other movie ever.
I believe it. I
Ever.
definitely believe it.
More than any of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, go back and listen to, I think it was like episode 4 of the podcast. We talked about Spaceballs.
Yeah.
So you talk about a reach back. So
Jesus. Yeah, Spaceballs should have not. It should not have even been a question. It should have been a gimme. Should have been like, all right, here, just choose Spaceballs and move on with your life.
now I do appreciate the campiness of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but yeah, it was
bullshit.
Spaceballs for me too, and Spaceballs won 87% to 13%. So
Hero-
it
that-
did level out eventually.
Compared to the two things, right? Killer Clowns to Spaceballs. Spaceballs is fucking regular straws. Killer Clowns is fucking paper straws.
Okay, so this next one was actually really hard for me. You can rewatch this
That's
any day.
what she said.
Indeed. Any day, Pee-wee's Big Adventure or UHF, Weird Al's one and only movie.
So, I know that my cousin, our Patreon supporter Fred Martin, will disagree with this, but I went with Pee-wee. I went with Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Mm-hmm. Just because I saw it a lot more than I saw UHF.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a better movie overall, but Weird Al will always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Like, we need to have like a whole episode on Weird Al because...
dude, totally.
Yeah, I've got a long and deep history with him. So I stuck with UHF, but yeah, Pee-wee won pretty handily, 82% to 18%.
All right, bike!
This one was interesting. Favorite fantasy cult classic. We've got The Princess Bride that everybody fucking loves versus Legend, the Tom Cruise fantasy, whatever you want to call that.
I've never seen the other thing, Princess Bride. Yes.
Yeah. See, I went with Legend because Legend was... Well, hang on. Because we talk about the movie channels that we had growing up, right? I had the movie channel, which was kind of like the reject cable movie channel, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas you probably had access to HBO and or Showtime. Mm-hmm. You got to see the movies like The Princess Bride. I got to see movies like Legend. Movies that didn't do well at the box office. They very quickly just kind of shoot them away. And it was kind of an interesting movie from what I remember. A lot of creepy imagery, and it wasn't bad from what I remember. So, yeah, I went with Legend on this one.
It doesn't sound like it's even... It doesn't even sound like it really should be in the same genre as The Princess Bride.
No, because Legend, it really deals with like fucking elves and pixies and fucking demons and like true fantasy, whereas Princess Bride's
it's more of a,
whatever it is.
You can't blow off The Princess Bride like that. You just can't. Just because you didn't like it.
It's not that I disliked it. It's not a bad movie. I don't see what the big fucking deal is. Like, people for decades have like, oh, The Princess Bride, it's so amazing. I'm just like, I guess.
I think Jason's problem is A, paper straws. B, he like, people accuse me of not, like, Bronco Fett in particular accuses me of not liking things that are good. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's you. I really think that's just you.
Okay. Well, speaking of Bronco Fett, he's with me in the chat, so
I have no idea. I can't make a comparison to Utah-ish or what that even means, but Princess Bride should have ran away with it.
And it did. 71% to 29%. Last one. This is a good one, too. The Monster Squad versus the Lost Boys. For me, this was a no-brainer, Lost Boys.
I went Lost Boys as well.
Yeah, I fucking love that movie. I've always loved the Lost Boys. I have the fucking soundtrack. I've seen the movie more times than I can remember. Fucking love it. Now, Monster Squad was a very interesting movie.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, again, Lost Boys. And Lost Boys won 69%, nice, to 31%. And there is no Twitter poll this week, so that is our this or that. Thank you, Lunar Girl. She has been doing amazing. Anytime you see posts on our social media, it is 99.9% chance it was her. She's been doing a fantastic job for us, and we really appreciate you.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Okay, note. Acknowledge release of special editions. Allude to a future episode. Did you write that?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't write the word note.
Okay.
I just said, well, today we're taping on the 31st of January.
See.
Right? 3 p.m. And today is when the release of A New Hope special edition
Came out. Yes,
was.
in 97.
In 97.
Yeah.
So 25 years.
Fucking crazy to think about. 25 fucking years ago.
So
It literally feels like it was not that long ago.
So we're right now we're going to talk about Big Trouble in Little China, which obviously is such a superior movie comparatively.
If you're on shrooms, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so at the end of the movie, are you coming down from your high, and that's why it's terrifying? Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. No, but I was still in basic at this point. Mm-hmm. Like I hadn't made it to Keesler yet, and by the time I got to Keesler, I was able to see it in the theater before Empire came out. Mm-hmm. Which, spoiler alert, Empire comes out 21 Feb 1997.
Yep.
And on 21 Feb, we are going to cover all of the special editions.
Yes, so that is our February 21st episode. We're going to talk the whole special edition trilogy and all of the fun that comes with that. The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. So, yes, that is what we will be doing. Are we ready to get into our weeks?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to keep mine short. First of all,
what she said.
If you've... Is it?
For you.
Okay. Aw. Sad face.
Swung that door right the fuck open, dude.
I saw the shoulder doctor today, and, I've been dealing with this torn rotator cuff problem for quite a while now. It's been getting better, and today he told me that he wants me to get back to actually working out in the gym.
Okay.
I haven't lifted a weight since fucking July, so it'll be interesting getting back in the gym. I'm looking forward to it. It's been killing me to not be able to go to the gym.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. He wants me to do it for a couple of months, see how it feels. If it starts aggravating me again, go back and we'll do the surgery. But otherwise, he thinks I can at least try to get back into some sort of a routine. So that was good.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Well, for that, I think the hardest part for you is going to be there's lifting, and then there's what you're going to need to do to maintain your PT status.
Yeah.
Like for all the push-ups and everything else. I
mean, and I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But for now, I just want to work on actually getting back into shape.
Yeah.
And these are my first steps. So hopefully that goes well.
That's good.
I'll keep you all updated, whether you want to hear it or not. And other than that, I just have fuck the winter, man. We got a damn near foot of snow dumped on us over the weekend, and I'm ready for spring already. I know it's only fucking the end of January, but I'm ready for all this shit to be done with, and I'm looking forward to going outdoors again.
Yeah,
when it's not to shovel snow.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like this particular weather system went through. I think we actually got lucky in our area because we only got, I think in my house it looked like it was somewhere between 9 to 10 inches. Like it's tough because it was drifting really bad.
Yeah, heavy winds. Yeah,
but like down the shore they had over a foot. Our friends up in Boston area had like over foot and a half of snow. I was seeing some of the pictures that they were basically locked into their house from the fucking snow.
Right.
So I mean, it's fucking January. It's wintertime. Our Big Swede got up and actually did some fucking had an East Coast Pal Day, with actually having some fresh powder up there. So he took advantage of
fresh
it.
Powder?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, he still has his security clearance. So
Okay, gotcha.
No, but yeah, it's fucking. It hurts. It sucks when you go outside and the air hurts.
Yeah, I'm so cold all of a sudden, like all day, every day, and I think like I don't know if it's my circulation or what, but like I put my hand on Kristen earlier, and I didn't even think I was that cold. She's like, "Your hand is a fucking ice cube," and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't."
That's it.
Yeah, no, apparently it was really bad.
That's funny.
So
Yeah, I don't know. You should. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Should have that looked at.
Indeed. Well, hopefully working out fixes that. All right, and that's really it for my week.
Yeah, listen, I'm right along the same lines. Like, I don't really have a whole lot. Again, every week I fucking struggle to come up with something. It was a kind of just the way the weather has been, because it's been so cold, and it's just been painful. Just kind of trudging through, and
Yeah.
it just has been a fucking suck salad. So just push through it, fucking put my head down and fucking do my best, get through it.
It's our thing. It's what we do.
Yeah, and we're old. We are old. Kathy and I had some friends come over. They're in from Palmdale.
Oh, those same friends that you have out there that you visited before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they haven't been on the East Coast for a while. And the fact that there's snow, they're like, "Oh my god!" They hadn't seen snow in forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were like they were kind of going around the area and kind of missing the East Coast, and Palmdale doesn't have shit.
No,
it's
like a big flat area in kind of a valley almost.
Yeah, it's the idea of taking a job out there. This is exactly why I would have never have fucking gone out there, because after about a couple of years, I would have been so goddamn bored.
Yeah.
Even though you're an hour from LA, it's not an hour because it's fucking traffic and everything else.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were talking to them, and just they're my wife and her, they've been close friends for a long time, and they graduated high school. This is their 25th reunion would be this year. And it's like they're talking about that, and I'm like, and obviously my 25th was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So
shit, last year would have been my 25th.
So it's like, we're talking and talking about the kids and things like that, and it's just like, fuck, man. God damn it. It is like, it's tough to go through a day sometimes without having some realization that your age sneaking up on you.
Mm-hmm.
As much as because I don't want to think about it. I really deliberately been like, you know what? The more you think about it, then it's going to be in your brain, and it's going to affect your body and everything else.
And this is what's been happening to me every day for fucking years.
Yeah. So it's like, you try to affect this, like the power of positive thinking, right? And blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I try not to think about it. And then, but something creeps in there, and it's just like that thought. And unfortunately for us, like, we'll run into it when we're doing show topics and things like that. It's like, oh, fuck, Wayne's World is, what?
30.
30.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about Wayne's World in a couple weeks. That's like, fuck, that's like, it seems so ridiculous.
Well, yeah, because I'm sure you have such vivid memories of when it came out at that time, like all the promotion that came around it, going to see it, talking about it with your friends, like headbanging to fucking Bohemian Rhapsody,
That, and shit, even more recently, the, I think I talked about it last week, coming up on Facebook, hey, here's your 5 years ago, or was it 5? No, it was... 4 years ago was the last time you were in uniform.
Yeah.
Because you had posted something about it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, fuck. Like, it was mind blowing that 4 years have gone by.
Yep. Just like that.
Gone. Like, fucking hell. So it should be just a reminder to make sure that you're not letting days go to waste. Is really what it comes down to. If you're going to wake up, you're going to have a day, and try to make that day worthwhile, I guess. I don't know. There's some fucking bullshit involved in there. but it's tough, man. We're fucking old. It hurts. The air hurts right now. Like
It hurts to live.
today, existence is pain.
Yeah.
Today it got up to 34. I'm like, wow, it's actually kind of pleasant right now.
Right.
Like, fuck, how do you get like this? Yeah, fucking just, it's terrible. So, yeah, anyway. That's it. I have nothing.
This is a real
else.
downer of an episode so far.
It's just fucking, it's the winter, man.
Yeah.
It's the fucking winter. It's the only good thing that I will say about this fucking snow that happened, right? It snowed. It dumped on us, right? It was over the weekend, so it didn't really affect us for work or anything.
No, thankfully.
So it dumped on us. Honestly, it gave me a day of I didn't have to really worry about anything except for going out and shoveling and shit, which part of the reason why I'm so fucking sore anyway. But this I got distracted by the chat. I really need to not look at the chat. Where the fuck was I going with that?
You didn't go out at all, didn't have to work except for shovel.
Oh, with the snow. Yeah, it was, it was windy, it was fucking cold or anything else. And yesterday it was cold and fucking, it was really cold. However, the sun was out. Right. So when I went out to dig out and do everything else, at least the sun was out. Right. So it was fucking cold, but the sun was out. And I can tolerate that. It's the shit where it's fucking 35 degrees and raining. That's what makes me want to fucking, find a roof, because it's so fucking dreary and just so god awful that I don't mind. I don't mind snow. If it's going to be fucking cold and if it's going to be fucking miserable, dust the ground with some fucking snow.
Yeah, because it's not like I'm going outside anyway.
Yeah, make it at least feel like a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
And then after it dumps a bunch of snow, make the fucking sun come out. Perfect. That's Denver, right? That's how they fucking have it out in the mountains and probably out in Idaho. It's they get their snow and then the sun comes out and it's fucking cold, but it's not overcast and just trying to make you as miserable as possible.
Yep.
Anyway.
So is that it?
That's it.
All right. Do you need a break or anything before we get
No,
into
I'm
the main
good
topic?
right now.
All right. So let's hop into it. Big Trouble in Little China. Thank you again to Shotgun Mark, our Patreon supporter and guy who's been following us damn near since the beginning of the podcast.
Shotgun Mark.
Oh, okay, before we go jumping headfirst into this, we've got some details to get into. First of all, released July 2nd, 1986. So we actually just missed the 35th anniversary of this.
Right.
Because we just passed it last July. But whatever. Budget, $25 million. Only made $11 million back. So this was a box office flop. It lost a pretty significant chunk of money in 1986.
I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
Right.
I'm just absolutely shocked.
Well, the thing that shocked me the most, and this is something I did not know going into this, directed by John Carpenter. Mm-hmm. John Carpenter of Halloween, Escape from New York, fucking Assault on Precinct 13, The Thing. These were all movies that had been released up to this point. John Carpenter was being known as kind of like a horror thriller director. So we come to this, Big Trouble in Little China, and as far as I can tell, this is a massive departure from anything he had done before. I don't even know what you would classify this as.
Yeah, this is it's very schizophrenic.
Yeah,
right.
It's all over the fucking place.
Because there's a point when you're watching this where it's like, okay, can I classify this as? Are they being serious?
Yes, that is the question that I asked this whole fucking time. I'm like, are they being this campy on purpose?
Right.
Was this an intentional decision? And in all my research, I could not find a definitive answer for that.
Because there was a point in the movie where it wasn't even the campiness. There was some slapstick stuff.
Oh, there was campiness though.
Well, no. I mean, for me, that realization where I was sitting there going I felt like they turned the page. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as jarring as From Dusk Till Dawn, but it was almost early in this fucking thing, they're suddenly like in the fucking truck, and then there all this weird fucking magic shit happens.
Yeah.
And then you look and like, oh wow, we must be halfway through the movie, right? No, you're 15 minutes in.
Oh yeah.
So now a bunch of stupid shit still has to happen.
Well, and the crazy thing too is when they get to that that fucking warehouse or whatever where they're keeping Homegirl's fiance and where what's her name eventually ends up being captured.
Right.
They get there at like the 35-minute mark in this hour and 40-minute movie. So there's still a ton of fucking shenanigans to go on.
Oh yeah.
After that. And you mentioned the magic and everything. So fun fact, the opening scene, which I actually have up there right now, it starts off with that bus driver.
Right.
What was his name?
Yeah,
It was like Soap or something like that.
something horribly racist.
Egg Shin.
Yeah.
And apparently that was filmed after primary photography was finished on the movie, and I guess the studio felt that they needed some way to kind of introduce the magic stuff and everything else, because the movie originally just started with Kurt Russell driving in the fucking truck talking on a CB to probably nobody, where he's giving like his words of wisdom and everything.
Right.
Like that, the original cut of the movie, that's how it started. They added this whole scene with fucking...
But this didn't help. This scene did not help.
No, in fact, like... in context, it kind of seems like it's out of place, and
right.
now you know why. But it introduces you to the magic part, because I think that's the thing that they really wanted to introduce, was him doing the black Chinese magic, as he said.
I forgot to put the thing in the dryer sheet in the dryer.
Right, all that static electricity building up. But no, that was kind of their way to introduce that concept before we jump right in with Kurt Russell driving what is it called?
The Pork Chop Express.
The Pork Chop Express.
Yeah.
And talking his words of wisdom on the CB radio.
Anybody that's ever used the CB radio, I went through that phase, right? I went through that phase of the CB radio.
Mm-hmm. I had a couple of buddies who had those in their cars.
Yeah, and I mean, it's somebody that's just laying on the fucking microphone and broadcasting like that. That person would be ostracized immediately, right? You just don't. That's not how it's done. Like that's not what it's for. Like, all right, you're driving in the middle of the night, whatever. You feel like you need to do something to stay awake, so I guess that's what you're doing. I don't know what your channel, like you're on channel 19 or whatever, but it's like, here's what's really funny. So we haven't gotten into like how we saw this yet.
No, but that's gonna be the next thing.
Yeah,
so.
Let's talk about that, because then I can start fucking.
Okay,
going off of that.
So whenever we do a movie like this, we always kind of get into our history, and for me, there is no history. I've always known that this movie existed. I happened to catch one scene of it once on TV, and we'll talk about it when we get there. But otherwise, it was never on my radar. It was never a high priority for me to see. I never intentionally didn't watch it, but it was just one of those things that never happened.
Right.
I didn't have a bunch of friends that were into it or anything like that. So it just never was a thing for me.
Well,
until 2 days ago when Kristen and I both watched it for the first time.
And now it's your favorite movie that's ever been made, ever.
I see the appeal. I'll just say that.
Wow.
Like, okay, I'll just throw this out there now. I see the appeal to this the same way I see the appeal of something like Rocky Horror Picture Show, right?
Okay.
Something that's just like so fucking out there, but if you like get shit-faced, see it with a group of people and, laugh at certain scenes and like yell at the movie at certain scenes or throw some fucking toilet paper or whatever, like I can see it being that kind of a cult favorite. And this is only after watching it basically twice now in the last couple of days.
Okay.
But, like, I get it. I get why somebody would want to intentionally watch this. Again, you don't go into this like thinking, oh, I'm going to see fucking, Shakespeare in Love or some other like great movie. I don't know why I picked that.
Why did you pick that?
I had Shakespeare on the brain, but
Jesus Christ.
It was... yeah, I can see how somebody would find this to be a fun movie to revisit just for the campiness and the fucking silliness and everything that we're going to talk about. But anyway, that was my history. What about you? Because again, never seen it before 2 days ago.
So I had seen it when I was a kid and I don't know why. I'd seen it several times.
Yeah.
As a kid. Through happenstance, through a babysitter watching it, through I don't know why. But I'd seen it several times. And what I remember of the movie, when I got to those parts, like, I think I remember about maybe 45% of the movie, honestly. When I rewatched it, that's about what I like. 45% of the movie seemed familiar.
Yeah.
Then in the rest of it, I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, legitimately, I don't know if it's because at some point I didn't understand it when I was a kid. Because what would happen is, when I was older, it would be on. It would be on like TNT or something like that. And I'd put it on. I was like, oh, Big Trouble in Little China. And I'd put it on and have it like kind of in the background.
Sure.
And would like turn and catch, Kim Cattrall in her fucking, in the outfit. And
oh yeah, we're going to talk about her.
And I'd catch it and like, oh wow, yeah, okay, this is happening and this is happening. And then fucking the Gorgatron and all this other fucking bullshit, right? But not really paying attention to it. Yeah. It's just on. So watching it and renting it off of Amazon for $4 and sitting through it one sitting is probably the first time I had done it in decades. Yeah. And absorbing it in one shot. And it was an experience that I had not had that experience before. Right. I'll say that. So I don't know how to say that, but what I thought the movie was and what it actually is, two totally different things.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to expect going into it. I just thought it would be sort of this was again before I saw it was directed by John Carpenter. I just thought it was some sort of like a funny action movie with an Asian kind of background, right? Obviously, Little China, it's in the fucking title. So I just thought it'd be some sort of a fun action movie. No idea that it got into like these crazy supernatural elements. And then again, just the insanity and all of the fucking crazy dialogue and the delivery. Like,
the delivery and just
Kurt Russell alone, like we could sit here and diagnose every one of his lines and all of his delivery of his lines in an episode of the podcast. Because first of all, like as I'm watching it, I'm like, is he trying to be like John Wayne, like modern day John Wayne? And then I went and I read reviews and did some research, and yes, like everybody feels that way. So it wasn't just me as I'm watching it thinking that. It's like everybody's like, oh yeah, like he's like trying to channel John Wayne a little bit.
So apparently it was effective because that's what people picked up.
Right, but it's so ridiculous though. Yeah. That's the other thing.
The whole fucking thing is ridiculous. Like, this is watching this now, I felt bad for every Chinese person that was involved in this movie, right? Every single one of them that had to be a part of the dialogue. You had the main character, the lo mein guy, or what's the fuck?
So as you're sitting there talking about like feeling bad because of the stereotypes, and you're like, yeah, that one guy, lo mein, whatever his name is.
What was it?
Wang, his friend Wang.
No, lo mein.
Lopan.
Lopan. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm watching it going, I know this is the mid 80s. Okay. So there was like some level of racism, I guess, that you're going to get away with. Mm-hmm. But, and maybe because there were so many Chinese actors involved in the movie that they went, well, yeah, it's really fucking racist and it makes up a bunch of bullshit about our culture, and there's probably going to be a lot of fucking white people that think that this is what Chinese culture is. But you know what? It's going to employ a bunch of Chinese people, so we're going to go with it.
Right.
And it just, I guarantee you that there's fucking idiots out there that really like their entire belief structure about what China is based around this fucking movie.
I sure hope not.
Dude.
So in the minimal amount of research that I did to like find out like is this movie like racist by today's standards, from what I gathered, it's not considered overtly racist per se. Obviously, it plays into a lot of stereotypes, but I guess they actually pulled some legit Chinese legend material for some of the stuff. But I guess overall, it's not nearly as offensive as you would think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It just seems like they did.
Yeah.
It just seems really like.
Oh yeah. And it's the funny thing too is like how much knowledge. Like half this movie is just fucking exposition, right? Because it's either fucking Kim Cattrall giving us like her like over the top fucking delivery of exposition when it comes to like the fucking girls being kidnapped and this and that, or fucking his buddy Wang and his intricate knowledge of all of the fucking street gangs in Chinatown, and well, these are these guys, but they don't like those guys, and this is this, and these are
and let's drive this tractor trailer into this alley.
Turn right here, and it's like he goes in there, and there's no fucking room.
No fucking room.
Now we are getting ahead of ourselves a little bit.
Yeah. Let's just stop.
Yeah. Now, I do want to mention one thing. You mentioned Lopan, played by the legendary James Hong.
Yes.
Guy who has been in fucking everything. Like, this dude has almost 500 entries on IMDb as a fucking actor. Mm-hmm. Like, you look at, and he's done everything. And he's been in a shitload of Star Wars stuff. He's done voices for, like, all of the animated Star Wars series. He's done fucking everything.
Yeah.
Dude is fucking legendary.
The guy's brilliant.
And he brings it in this movie. Again,
he does.
It's a little bit over the top, but I fucking love his performance in this.
Yeah.
Especially when he's like old man fucking Lopan.
But here's part of the problem. Like, Lopan, oh, that's magnetic. Oh. Lopan is part of the reason why I feel like it has that From Dusk Till Dawn kind of like switch flip.
Yeah.
Where it's okay, we're going full blown, like, this is, you can't take this seriously now.
Right.
Like, this here, everyone's kung fu fighting, and like, because the way he is as the older guy and interacting with Kurt Russell and everything, like, now I feel like, okay, they're definitely like that's what they're going for.
And
now.
honestly, now that you mention that, and we talked about this opening scene with Eggpan and how he it demonstrates the magic and stuff. If we didn't have that scene, then that scene where they went through the alley would have been our first introduction into the more mystical aspects of the story, and
him just getting run over.
Right. Well, before that, we had the 3 Raidens pop down.
Oh yeah,
with the
Kombat.
Anyway, so I honestly think that probably would have been better. It would have had that Dusk Till Dawn vibe, because I saw Dusk Till Dawn not knowing it was about like some fucking supernatural vampires and everything. I just thought it was like a bunch of like robbers like fucking shooting their way through Mexico.
Same.
So when you get to that moment where the switch flips and you're like,
what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I think that probably would have been better for this movie if they had not done that opening scene. And we'd just been in the alley following these guys going like, what the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden, bzzz, magic.
Where it had this super serious, like the kid, almost like a I have a particular set of skills. What was his name? What's the name of that movie?
The Taken
movies? Yeah. Where they're at the airport, they fucking grab the broad and then fucking take her hostage.
And apparently any Asian girl will do.
Yes.
Just, they just need to snatch an Asian girl.
That one. Well, I mean, there's this whole green eye thing.
Right.
Which sent me into a fucking research thing about the green eyes, because I don't think Kim Cattrall actually has green eyes.
No, she had to wear contacts.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a big fucking deal, like, as they were filming, because they were, like, aggravated the shit out of her eyes. And
yeah, I don't know how people wear contacts at all.
I tried it once. It did not go well.
Like, no, you don't put shit in your eye. That's bad. You don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why people do that.
That's why we have that automatic reflex to shut your eyes when you see something
all your
coming.
brain wants to do is go, no! Like, yeah, no. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's where would we go with that?
I don't know. We're much like this movie. We're kind of all over the place.
Paper straws suck.
Indeed. Can I just to introduce people to the story? If you're not familiar for whatever reason, I think Wikipedia has a very nice description of the different characters in the movie. So why don't we talk about Kurt Russell's Jack Burton, a cocky, wisecracking truck driver who gets involved in an ancient battle between good and evil when he makes a delivery to Chinatown.
And you know, in the beginning, his delivery, like for the Pork Chop Express thing, like why pork chops?
No idea.
I don't.
Maybe that's what he hauls. Maybe he's a pork hauler.
Wow,
In his truck.
Okay. There's probably some more racist shit about that, but whatever. No, like he shows up in the Chinatown. He's obviously got friends there. I mean, he's
well, his best friend, who
Wang!
he didn't know, had this mail order bride coming.
Right.
Like he didn't know that at all.
He it wasn't mail order. He had a relationship with her.
Right.
For
He's
years.
known her since but again, didn't know anything about this girl apparently.
Well, because it was his best friend because he lost money to him playing dice.
Right.
Or not dice, fucking dominoes. Or some fucking.
It was some weird looking dominoes.
Yeah, it was some.
Those were not normal dominoes.
Yeah, and the dude like had him in a bowl or something.
Yeah.
Like there was some weird shit going on. Yeah. Which, by the way, sidebar on that fucking in that particular scene, did you notice the money? Like so what's funny about watching these older movies is you think about what our money looks like now.
Oh,
like, think about,
just the old looking money.
Like when you see an old $100 bill or like an old 20,
Yeah.
it looks so fucking fake. Because it's like doesn't have all the extra complicated shit, like it doesn't have the giant fucking giant heads on it with the fucking strips and everything.
But at the same time, people like us, we remember when money looked.
Oh
like
yeah,
that. I was like, I remember when 20s used to look like that.
yeah. So like when they had all the money there, it looked like real money. The $1,148 that he fucking had.
Yeah.
That Wang knew fucking straight away. I'm gonna do that every time, by the way, every fucking time. Wang apparently is fucking Rain Man.
Right.
But yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh wow, look at the money. Like, how fucking it just was one of those things that fucking this is an 80s movie. This is what money looked like back then.
Yeah.
And they still had money and fucking rotary fucking payphones.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, and speaking of phones, I loved when they walked into the fucking building as the phone repairman, and he was just carrying a fucking handheld rotary phone.
Why? Like,
it was one of the props so they could get in.
the dude has a fucking tank top. He's got like a samurai tank top on, which I'm sure is Japanese, not Chinese.
Right.
You know, somebody that knows the Chinese culture that wasn't educated by this movie, please tell us. But he's wearing a tank top, a pair of fucking jeans, and some weird fucking boots. Like,
I think they were like hybrid cowboy boots.
yeah,
and
but
something
they're
else.
like they're strapped up boots, like fucking weird ass boots. That dude and some fucking random Chinese guy just busting in there with a goddamn, just a regular fucking house phone.
Yeah.
Like,
just
hey, we're the phone company. Yeah, we got, see, I'm proving that because I have this fucking phone.
And of course, the two security guards looks legit.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
totally cool. Wow, they bought it. Can you believe that? No. Yeah, and then they tried to fucking drown you in the elevator. I'm pretty sure they didn't buy it.
Right.
Stupid fucks. Have you ever actually seen what they used for when you actually worked on those phone lines?
I'm sure I have.
It was like just the handset, like all the dial and everything. Even back when it was a rotary phone, it was just the handset and had the rotary dial on the back of it, and then had the cords coming off of it, so you could go like open up the box and go beep 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 and dial it.
Okay.
Fun fact.
All right, good to know. So next we've got Kim Cattrall as Gracie Law, a lawyer who is Jack's love interest.
Who apparently she's either on coke throughout this entire thing or has just ADHD really, really bad.
Yeah, well, and she, again, gives some of the most over-the-top delivery.
Well, thank God she was there, because otherwise I'd have no idea why people were doing the things they were doing.
Yeah, lots of exposition, very over the top in every word that she performs. And again, I'm watching this going like, this has to be a choice. Either the way she decided to play this character, or John Carpenter being like, fucking no, I need you to just be like so just ridiculously over the top with every line that comes out of your fucking mouth.
It's almost like she was supposed to die, right? Isn't John Carpenter's a horror guy, right?
Yeah,
like
traditionally.
Shouldn't she have died in this? Like, doesn't her character usually die?
Yeah. No.
What the fuck is this?
This is in the airport. This is the gang in the airport.
What those fucking glasses? You have...
They're a dangerous street gang from Chinatown.
Yeah, and you can tell because they're Chinese. Mm-hmm. I hope, please, God, for the love of God. They're Chinese. They have a yin and a yang on their fucking shirt, and they have ridiculous sunglasses. Like, one of them's Mr. Agent Smith. Another one's he stole from a pair from his grandmother, and the other guy's, I guess he was getting a tan, and so
yeah, they're white.
White with the slits.
Yeah, it's good times.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think. Oh, you know what? Before I say something stupid. Look, everything I say is stupid in regards to this, because I don't know a fucking thing about Chinese culture.
Indeed. And I just want to again point out that Gracie Law, her last name is Law. She was a lawyer.
Right.
Very original, guys. We get Wang, Jack's best friend and
Wang!
restaurant owner. So James Hong as David Lopan, an ancient Chinese sorcerer who is cursed by Emperor Qin Shi Huang. And apparently he's got two curses. Or he's got, like, I don't know. The whole story goes he's got to, like, kill one green-eyed girl to have all the power, but he's got to marry another green-eyed girl to become mortal again, because right now he's, like, kind of undead-ish.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But apparently 2,000 years he's been trying to figure this shit out. He didn't realize that it could have been any green-eyed girl. Like, he was trying to find an Asian green-eyed girl, which apparently, as he confides in Jack, like Jack, I know you look like a guy that has issues with women, like, so you can relate how not all these broads work out. So I'm hoping that fucking, oh God, you're about to say some racist fucking name again, Dave. Like, whatever fucking green-eyed girl was, green-eyed Chinese girl's name was.
What was her name? I'm looking for it.
Before I fucking say something really...
Miao Yin. She's the fiance.
Before he fucking sacrifices
Yin.
meow kitten to fucking to get his fucking human form on. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Well, I loved his lines too, because he decided he was going to sacrifice Kim Cattrall for his, like, the powers, and he was going to marry Miao Yin to get his mortality back.
Right.
And he's like, I'm going to sacrifice her, and then I'm going to fulfill all my earthly pleasures with Miao Yin.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, the man had a plan.
Yeah.
I mean, go figure. But it just killed me that 2,000 years. You couldn't figure out that, like, you could have grabbed any green-eyed fucking broad?
There's a lot of women out there.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And what is the...
One of them was bound to be into old men, too, so...
Yeah, dude. Yeah, especially, like, look at all these gold statues. He's obviously, some implied wealth here.
Yeah.
Although, they all fucking broke at the same time.
Yeah, you can't find the green-eyed Anna Nicole Smith somewhere?
Yeah. Too soon, man. It's too soon.
Sorry.
It's too soon.
The only other character I'm really going to talk about is Kate Burton as Margo Litzenberger, a reporter who briefly helps the team find Miao Yin.
Why would you name a character in a movie with the stupid Litzenberger?
I got nothing.
You name somebody else with the last name Law, but the reporter's name is Litzenberger.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's make her fucking also...
Yeah, she went to the Kim Cattrall School of Overacting.
Right.
Because their delivery is next level bonkers.
Yeah. And... I
So
You know what I thought of when I saw this broad, legitimately?
Mm-hmm.
If this was modern day, this broad would be writing, like, she would have a podcast. Like, she'd be like she'd have some sort of podcast that, like, oh, I'm trying to track down, like, Chinese magic or something. So, and she'd like get suckered into like following something and be way over her head. And now it's like, almost sacrificed.
Mm-hmm.
And then gets the other side of it, and nobody fucking believes her.
Right.
Like, all her listeners, nobody fucking believes her. It's, all bullshit.
Yeah.
Because she's never going to sell this fucking story. Nobody fucking believes it. Fucking Eggpan. That was his actual name. Eggpan fucking, it can't even sell it to his own lawyer, even after he fucking makes fucking static cling with his hands.
Yeah, he does that, and he's like, so do you really believe that magic is a thing? Is he's like, bzzz.
Yeah. Here, stick your hand in here, stupid.
Yeah. So, kind of getting through a little bit of the movie, we have the scene where they go to the airport. Fucking Wang tells Jack, he's like, oh yeah, my mail order bride's coming. And they go to the airport. She shows up, as well as Kim Cattrall's there to pick up another Asian woman. The gang of hoodlums tries to snatch the first one. She gets away, so they're like, well, there's another Asian girl. We'll grab her. And she just so happened to have green eyes.
Well, yeah, so, and this is look, this is still a thing today with human trafficking, which I think is what the overture is here, like with the human trafficking. They were trying to get the initial girls, like, okay, look, we're running this brothel that we want fucking young Asian girls for, and we see you, so we're fucking going to grab you and we're going to take you into this thing. Totally. Like, again, this is where you have the seriousness of this fucking thing. Then you flip the switch and you have stupid monsters and fucking floaty, slime with the fucking green, with all the eyes, which were also green. Did you notice that?
I did.
Did you notice they were green?
Yeah.
Like, but did you also notice that, again, harkening back to the mid-'80s when you could go to the airport and actually meet the fucking airplane?
Yes, that was one of the things I took notes on, was like the total lack of airport security in this, where they could like go right up to the gate. Dude could have a fucking switchblade and a fucking club on him,
and Jack could be totally surprised, like, where did you get that? This motherfucker, this Jack guy, he asks a lot of really stupid questions.
Yeah.
Where are we? I would like to go back and count how many times he turns to somebody and asks where the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Like, the guy has early onset Alzheimer's. It's irrelevant, dude. You're up to your fucking waist in sewage. Where you are is not going to help you in a given moment. Where am I? I don't know.
Yeah.
Denial? I can't help you. You're asking the most ridiculous question ever. And you keep asking it.
Yeah. Oh, and he's got some great delivery too that we're gonna get to, because after they snatch the fiance and they're driving away, they're chasing through the fucking parking lot, and they almost get run down. They have to dodge the car at the last minute, and Kurt Russell fucking stands up and he's like, "Son of a bitch must pay," like totally serious, but totally fucking ridiculous at the same time. Dragon Buddy made an interesting comparison. This to Birdemic, and I mean,
here's the difference.
Yeah.
Here's the difference between this and Birdemic. This had a $25 million budget.
Yes, and it had a legitimate director
and
legitimate actors too,
and a lot of Asians.
Yeah,
a lot of Asians.
You say that like it's a bad thing, Dave.
No, it had a lot of It had a lot of the people that it was supposed to have in it, and then it just shit all over them.
Yeah. So I love that fucking line though. Like they're driving away and he just, son of a bitch must pay. I'm just like, who talks like that?
Homer. He's Homer Simpson.
Yeah. And then that's when we get to the point where they're chasing them and they drive down the fucking alley. This fucking scene This whole scene, first of all, when they're again trying to navigate a big rig through a fucking alley in
Right.
Chinatown, is ridiculous enough as it is. But then we get the fucking gang war. It starts as a funeral, allegedly a funeral, which the fucking rods that they're holding the casket in just happen to be able to be quickly pulled out and used as fucking weapons.
Right.
Which made me think that this whole thing was a big setup in the first place. And you got this other fucking rival gang showing up, and then again, Wang gives us the whole fucking history of the warring gangs and everything else.
And it's a who's who in fucking, in weaponry too. It's like, okay, we're gonna go into Naked Gun finished filming, right? Let's get all the guns from there. Let's get the AK. Let's get all the Berettas.
But then they've also got like meat cleavers and fucking
It's
hand-to-hand weapons.
the randomness of it.
Yeah.
And how are we going to? Well, here, let's make a comparison to Birdemic, right? Like, okay, we have these weapons, then we're going to fire them and never change magazines. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, we're going to, they may run out of ammo, but we're never going to change magazines.
Right.
Ever. And every single one of them is going to make the same gun sound.
Yep.
Every single one of them. Even when it shoots into the ceiling and the ceiling falls down on the white guy's head and he's passed out while everyone is kung fu fighting.
Right. Well, everybody was kung fu fighting in this alley one too, because even though people had guns, they still decided to engage in hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
So,
They're fighting like men.
and there were a couple of like brutal fucking scenes where they like fucking slam a guy's arm and it would like crack the arm or the fucking leg and just fucking just craziness everywhere. And that's when the 3 fucking Raidens show up.
Right.
With the massive fucking baskets on their head. Now, again, I don't know Chinese culture. I am no expert. How much of an exaggeration was that over like traditional Chinese head garb?
I don't know.
Because these things were fucking ridiculous. They were so big and like they covered their whole fucking face.
Like
right?
the camera angle that they had to get.
They had to get way under
on the floor to like pan up. Oh hi, they could pan up like this.
Yeah.
It was so.
And then of course they had to make the face like.
With the Incredible Hulk guy too. Fucking. We'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there. Did somebody say pantless? Pantless? What? Oh, pantless time travel. Fucking. This when I saw it, okay. I immediately thought I had to put the timeline together for Mortal Kombat because I went like, fuck. Did Mortal Kombat just take these characters and incorporate them into the game? Mm-hmm. Because realistically, like even some of the facial structure of the characters is the same. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not saying Asian people all look the same. I'm saying that these characters look like the characters. Yeah. Like even with the fucking head garb and all the other shit. Mm. It just immediately put me into that mindset of fuck, this is Mortal Kombat.
Well, and I was reading somewhere that said Raiden was inspired by these characters in Big Trouble in Little China.
And I can totally believe it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just sitting here. I'm looking at these fucking head dresses, whatever the fuck these massive baskets are that they have on their fucking heads. I'm like, that has to be a gross exaggeration of something that actually exists in Chinese culture, because there's no fucking way that they actually have these things that are like fucking 4 feet wide and come down like below their fucking shoulders that they have to
well, this is why you have to blow the roof off of all the buildings that they go into, because they need room for their giant fucking hats.
Oh, sidebar about that. How far do you think Jack was going to go with that whore that he hired before they started blowing the fucking roofs off of these places? Because she's like, all right, take off your tie. He's like, okay.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, my wife bought it for me anyway, or something like that. I'm like, he's ready to go like full boom boom at this point.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's got to be believable, right? I mean, fuck, he's got to sell it. Mm-hmm. And where did he get the outfit?
Right, yeah, that nice little disguise. What was his name again? He had a fucking Henry Swanson.
Right. Swanson. I was way off.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, but this alley scene, like of all of the scenes in this movie, this one sticks out the most as just like so fucking crazy. And this is the point too where Kristen and I are looking at each other like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah, I think you posted something on Discord too, didn't you? Like, didn't you tag Shotgun Mark and like, what the fuck
Yeah, what did you just make me watch?
Yeah.
Just only because, again, going into this thing cold, no fucking clue what I was in for, but certainly wasn't expecting this. And then,
Fucking great.
yeah, then finally, after the 3 fucking Raidens show up and they pull out their weapons, which you happen to have the...
Oh, yeah. I happen to have one of them with me right now.
Yeah.
Ready? Here it is. Mortal Kombat! I wish I had
scratcher.
2. I wish I had 2 of these back scratchers so that I could fucking...
Yeah. Because as the 3 Raidens are doing their intro, one of them's got like... One of them's got like 2 swords. One of them has like a couple of knives or a couple of short blades. And then...
Hang on a minute. We can't fight yet. I gotta itch. Just stand by. Oh, there it is. Okay.
And then the other one had 2 fucking back scratchers.
Yes.
That's what they look like.
2 back scratchers, and then the other guy had like, I don't know, some random stick, and then this stick.
Oh yeah, the
spun
spinning
on his
blades.
hands.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not happening. This is like,
Yeah, this is...
this is really happening. This is fucking really happening.
And then finally, Jack and fucking Wang are like, let's get out of here. Again, very over the top acting wise.
Wang!
And every time somebody new shows up, they're like, oh, what is this? What's going on?
I'll be honest with you. If I'm sitting in a tractor trailer in an alley where I'm pretty sure that I couldn't navigate out of if I wanted to in this stupid big rig, and all this shit was happening around me, I'm pretty sure that I would be fucking like frozen. Just watching everything fucking go down. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? It's like watching. It would be like watching a movie. Like, what's gonna happen next? Oh, fucking people with giant fucking wicker fucking baskets on their heads flying out of the sky. Oh, I couldn't have called that. Well,
Yeah.
let's see what happens next.
Well, and that's the thing, too, because they were never really in danger, because nobody was even acknowledging this big fucking truck blocking the fucking path, because they would just, like, walk along the side of it to get to their fucking fight in the middle. They never really acknowledged Jack or Wang. Nobody, like, threatened them. Granted, they were...
Jack or Wang. Oh, God.
Yeah. But they were, aside from, like, possible stray bullets hitting them, they were never really in any danger.
Which did not.
Yeah.
Like, the AK-47s and the lack of fucking muzzle discipline and trigger discipline on all these fucking weapons, yet none of them struck the fucking big rig that they were using as fucking shields. Like, I was like, okay, all right. Pantless Mondays. Apparently there's a whole discussion about whether or not we're wearing pants.
Right. And I can neither confirm nor deny
I'm wearing
pants at the moment.
I am in my fucking teleworking uniform today.
Yes, it's a very impressive uniform, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. We are.
Yeah. So then Lopan, when they finally decide, let's get the fuck out of here, Lopan shows up right in front of the truck, and they fucking drive over him. And they didn't drive through him, because they did like an animation where they like plowed into him, and then he popped up on the other side and
Like, ha ha!
yeah. And now Jack's like, what's going on? How did we drive through him?
And gets out of the fucking truck.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what I would do. I mean, granted, yeah, you just ran over somebody, so you're thinking like, oh my God, the insurance, right?
Yeah.
Like, did I just kill a guy?
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, never mind the fucking gun battle that just happened behind you. Like, okay, you're gonna get out. And now, I love Lopan's commitment to, or what's his nuts'
James
commitment
Hong.
to the character being 7 feet tall, because you can tell he's standing on like platforms.
Sure.
Because when he dies later, you can see kind of the platforms when he like falls over after he gets the knife in the head.
Oh yeah.
It's all about the reflexes.
Spoiler alert.
Jason. It's all about the reflexes.
The reflex.
It is in fact a lonely fucking child. Oh my God, Jason. Anyway,
Yeah.
we need to get out of the alley.
So yeah, he ditches his fucking truck, and they go to regroup. Basically, they're sitting in fucking Wang's restaurant, and this is when fucking we saw Kim Cattrall in the airport briefly. She had a very brief exchange with Jack Kurt Russell, but you know, we didn't really get much from her. But now that they're in the restaurant, she fucking shows up. She takes off her fucking coat and everything, and she literally delivers this line: "Don't panic, it's only me, Gracie Law." And I'm just like, is that real? Like, is that how they're gonna fucking introduce her into this fucking
And
scene?
cut. Perfect.
Got it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
First fucking take. I'm like, what is going on?
Right.
Yeah.
Why be so fucking? Oh, thank you. Why be so fucking like mysterious? Like she's walking across the street in the rain with the fucking hood and everything else.
Yeah.
Almost looks like she's floating by. Like, oh wow, this is so mysterious. And then comes in and be like, ha ha!
Yeah.
It's me, the worst superhero ever.
Yeah. And again, just don't panic. It's only me, Gracie Law. I'm like, wow. That's when we really moved into like some next level shit with this movie.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's the wait a minute. Something's not quite right with this movie.
yeah.
Something's
The magic shit, the three raidens and the
Right.
lightning and the
right.
crazy
right.
fight scene and running over Lopan, that was all fine. But
Yeah.
now it's getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, Kurt Russell's on the phone with the insurance company.
Oh yeah, he's fucking. We spent like 5 minutes of
Right.
him going back and forth with the fucking insurance company.
He's wearing a fucking kimono on the phone with the insurance company. We meet
Yeah.
the Major D,
Yeah,
who's the most has the best American accent of ever.
yeah,
Right? Who's like super mysterious about like and other things too. Like introduces like he's our Major D. He's like and other things too. I'm like, what does that mean? Like
Yeah.
are you a evil henchman? Like are you one of them? Like ooh mysterious. Like what does this mean? No, you're just going to get involved in a lot of these fights and you're a large Asian man too. I mean you could tell he was like as tall as Kurt Russell,
Yeah.
if not taller. Yeah, it's fucking this part of the ridiculousness.
All right, you need to take a break.
Yes.
Is that what I'm
Yes.
left to understand? Okay, so we're gonna take a very quick break because Dave has to release some stuff from
The
his
demons.
system. Yeah, and we will be right back after this very quick word from our sponsors.
I don't know why why are we so elusive about that?
What do you mean elusive?
We're not elusive, but I don't know. It's fucking snow on the ground.
Break at 1:16. Alrighty, let me get caught up on the chat while he's doing that. Saw a lot of pantsless talk. That's entertaining. For the after show, yes. So once we're done with the main portion of the show, Kristen's going to open up her escape crate from the Escape Pod guys. You should really go listen to the Escape Pod and sub to their Patreon. That's how you get in on the list for a potential escape crate. So we're going to open that up. We might talk a little bit of football, and we have another mini announcement also after the show. So stay tuned for that. Let's see, what else? You ever see that scene from Scanners when that dude's head explodes? All right. Not much else in the chat. Okay, good timing. Now I'm going to go.
Be careful, it's very drippy out there.
Do you need to see a doctor?
Well, no, I don't have
Okay.
a foot problem. I'm just.
That's not what I was talking about.
I know my dick's not dripping on my foot. Fucking snow. Fucking winter. Fucking fuck. What? What happened? Moist. Who's moist? My hat's moist from fucking getting pissed on out there with this fucking gutter that's needs to be cleaned out. Moister than an oyster, some might say. Wow. Oof. That's a wow. That's a thing. Maui mud pup. Who's Maui Mud Pup? Somebody new in the chat?
Well, I immediately saw what you meant about the dripping problem. I'm like, what is he talking about? Oh, yes.
It's
Rained on. Chocolate rain.
Oh, there he is. Maui Mud Pup.
All right, let me get caught up on my notes real quick because we're kind of going through my notes as we're doing this. Oh, okay. I got one thing I want to do when we come back. So,
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, hit the countdown.
Chocolate rain. Ready, set, go.
And we're back. So, one thing from my notes that we skipped when we were talking about the alley fight, going back to that. Did you see like one random white guy in there as part of one of the gangs? I swear to God, I saw just like one white dude with like a goatee or something in the middle of all these fucking Chinese guys fighting each other.
I
swear to God, there was like one fucking white dude in
don't
there.
remember it. We should scroll through.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had it up on the screen.
Fuck, if we'd had the foresight, we would have done that, but
Yeah. Nope.
we're
Sorry.
not professionals at all.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So.
there's Kurt. There's
Yeah.
his obviously plastic knife.
Yeah. So anyway, continuing on,
Ack.
the that diner scene when he was on the phone with his fucking insurance company and
Right.
fucking Gracie all came in. This scene was all over the fucking place. You've got fucking Wang explaining like all this fucking Chinese history with these fucking warring gangs and fucking Lopan and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
You're getting all this shit from all these different fucking angles.
Right.
Where Gracie's like talking about like the fucking human trafficking and all that stuff.
And then you have the uncle too. That's like, what do you mean Lopan was there? Why didn't you tell me? Like, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Like, the uncle's like, what the fuck? That's like the worst possible scenario. Why didn't you tell me any of that? He's like, I just left that out. It's okay.
Yep. So we get the part where he disguises himself as Henry Swanson, and they're in the car. They're like getting psyched up, and somebody asks him like, "Are you ready?" And he's like, "I was born ready." Again, another just cheesy fucking over the top dialogue delivery, and I'm just sitting here thinking, there's no fucking way this wasn't intentional. There's no way that John Carpenter wasn't like, no, fucking sillier, more just outrageous.
Yeah.
Come on,
More
you gotta,
outrageous. Better, faster.
yeah.
Yeah. Keep going, Jason.
Yeah, so
Keep going.
this
Keep
is
going.
This is
I
the
don't want
scene
to
where
do
he
this.
goes he goes into the brothel and he's like, "Yeah, I want to bang one of your Chinese girls," and they set him up in a room.
Basically.
she's got him about to take off his fucking tie when the three Raidens show up again, rip off the roof of the fucking place,
Dude, that's like this seismic anomaly that fucking happens.
Yeah,
And they're like, oh shit. Like he's just like, because they're arguing in the they're arguing in the fucking where were they?
Well, this is when like Gracie, like he'd been in there for 5 minutes,
Right.
And Gracie's in the car like, we gotta go. He like, something's wrong.
Well,
And-
no, didn't she get into another car?
Well, yeah, with the reporter.
Right.
But then I think they were all talking together, and they're like, "No, he's taking too long."
Right.
He's been in there for 10 minutes.
Right. What do you think's gonna?
Yeah. So they all go into the fucking lobby, and they're all trying to, again, over the top, just trying to like convince them, like, you're gonna have to answer to her. She's gonna get her story no matter what, and you're not gonna get in the way of her story. And it's like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on right now. But yeah, all this is going on as they decide to like rip the fucking roof off. And they steal Green-Eyed Girl to take her to Lopan, because this whole thing had nothing to do with Lopan. This was the fucking the human traffickers that fucking snatched the Asian broads from the airport.
Right.
But again, Lopan and his whole thing had nothing to do with all of this. You wouldn't know it unless you actually paid some fucking attention, because it all just seems to be like one big thing. But
again,
no.
if this was that Dusk Till Dawn moment, you'll be like, okay, this is where we went from the serious to the now.
Right.
What?
Yeah. So, yeah, that happens. Then they decide, okay, well, now we need to go to fucking Lopan's place. So, and this is that telephone scene where him and fucking Wang show up, and they're like, play it cool, man. And they roll in as like the telephone operators. The funniest fucking line came during this part. They come in, right? They walk past the fucking guards. They get to the fucking elevator. And Kurt Russell's looking at the buttons, and he's like, what is this, Chinese or something? I'm like, are you kidding? Did he really just say that? To all of the buttons and the labels to the buttons in the elevator.
Oh my god.
What is this, Chinese or something? This whole time you've been in Chinatown.
Yep.
Dealing with all these Chinese fucking gangs and all this Chinese fucking lore.
But if we go with the fact that this is not meant to be taken seriously. This is just completely this is not meant to be taken seriously. This is totally fucking
Yeah.
Nyeh.
Yeah.
What?
And then the whole like this takes pretty much up to the first half of the movie. And then the whole second half are these scenes of them kind of going back and forth into fucking Lopan's hideout, trying to get the fucking girls out, and then the girls get recaptured and turned into like fucking what are the Japanese prostitutes? The
Geisha girls?
geishas. Yeah, they turn them into like fucking geishas with the white fucking makeup and all that stuff,
right.
To marry Lopan. And it just gets so fucking crazy
Oh my God,
at this point.
we're so destroying fucking Asian culture right now.
We are destroying Asian culture?
Well,
We're doing it?
Now we're intervening.
This is all our fault?
Yeah, it is. It's our fault. Fucking again, we're learning about China through fucking through Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, trust me, no. We're not butchering this any more than this movie already fucking did.
Wow.
And this is where we're like starting to get introduced into like the fucking monsters and the beasts of this fucking universe. The fucking red-eyed fucking hulking beast monster, whatever the fuck you want to call that.
Right. Well, that's Brazil from Street Fighter. That's what that reminded me of.
Oh yeah.
Whatever they.
Fuck. Oh, I know his name. Oh, god damn it. It starts with the Z. Zane. Oh, god damn it.
This could be the
It's not
moment.
Zangief.
I could do it. No, that's a whole different thing.
No, fuck. I know who you're talking about. It's this fucking guy.
Ack.
Hang on.
Ack.
Hold that thought.
Ack.
This fucking guy, right?
It looks like Lion-O, but
No.
yeah, Blanca.
Okay. Anyway.
Thank you, Bronco Fett in the chat.
All right.
Ack.
So yeah,
They're acting all over the fucking chat, and I was trying to figure out how to get.
what is the context of the action?
I have no fucking clue. It's all over there, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to do it so bad. I want to do it so bad. That's a great fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
Mars Attacks.
That
Oh my god.
has an anniversary coming up, I think. I think that might have an anniversary this year.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
The best part of that movie, sidebar, was when they had the old lady with the fucking headphones on and the massive fucking laser, and they're all like laughing behind her back, like they're about to just completely obliterate her.
Oh god, the fucking yeah. It's
Oh, so we had the fish monster.
things dangling.
Yeah,
Anyway.
as they're going through like the fucking sewers and everything, that fucking fish monster pops out of that fucking side cave and grabs somebody and yanks him through, and then he throws like the little fucking smoke bomb, like
Yeah.
he won't come anymore.
Yeah. Like he has all these fucking. They look like They look like what are those fucking like ring pops? Like here's what ring pops. Fucking, I'm just gonna throw them randomly at things, and it goes, smoke bomb, and fucking what does Lopan call it? Peasant magic.
Oh yeah,
like he's using all this peasant magic. Mm-hmm. Which, oh my god, we'll get there. We're not there yet. We're gonna get there. I have to see right now, if there is Mars Attacks Pops.
Oh my god, there's got to be. All right, well, while you're looking for that, we'll try to stay.
Oh my god, there is! Oh my god! Fuck!
Dave and his pops. He's got to have his pops.
They're fucking crazy expensive. Oh my god.
I'm sure they came out probably like 8 years ago, and they're like super rare.
Dude, the glow in the dark one is 1,020.
God damn.
On here.
Let me see. You got a picture?
Yeah, hang on.
Dude, none of your dick. Oh wait, never mind.
My dick doesn't glow in the dark.
Well, clearly you're doing it wrong.
If it did, we wouldn't be sitting here.
He'd be making special movies.
So the regular Mars Attacks Martian is 320.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, damn it.
That does look awesome, though. Any idea when it came out?
It's 2013.
Oh, apparently there are Big Trouble in Little China pops, too.
Well, I mean, who cares? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Big Trouble in Little China right now?
That's exactly what we're supposed to be talking
shit.
about.
Okay.
Okay, so we get this point
We're
where
at a sidebar cantina.
where he's got both of the girls. He realizes, oh, I've got two girls with green eyes. Fucking best of both worlds. I'll marry them both.
He's gonna hold them like bowling balls with his coke nails.
And they keep doing, oh yeah, and they keep doing this thing where they put him in this fucking trance. And we get this scene where they're in that room full of like the fucking the Buddha statues, and the two girls are just standing there, like in their like fucking catatonic states, and the three Raidens are just doing some sort of like performance in front of each of them.
What is this?
Yeah, I'm like what was the purpose of that scene?
Like, all right, you do
yeah,
entertain me now.
and it shows all three of them doing some sort of fucking performance art with their fucking weapons. Oh yeah, yeah,
like,
flexing and making the fucking face.
Fucking.
And we go through like 10 minutes of this, and I'm like, what is going on?
Well, it's so like, okay, so homeboy can put the meat cleavers at their feet, right, so that they can use those later. Or not.
Right.
And then the other guy can fucking put the swords in their hands over their heads.
Which they then get lifted up by?
Well, yeah, because fucking Lomain has to fucking call them to the sky to survive the fucking sword of justice in the sky. And that's when there's like, they both survived.
Clearly they were the dullest swords ever, because they didn't like leave a scratch on their fucking hands as they're gripping them, being lifted into the fucking air.
If he needed blood so fucking bad, that would have been perfect. Like, all right, hold those things in the air, like, yes, channel the blood. All
just
the
like
blood.
it's raining blood on him.
Like, I
love it. But yeah, I'm watching this whole scene. I'm like, what? Why? And Rick James said it best when he said, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Dude.
The cocaine had to be flowing like water on this fucking set. It was the 80s. It was 87, right?
It's 86, we said. Right?
No, it had to be 80. Oh, no, you're right, 86.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right here in the notes that you typed up.
And I read out loud.
And you read out loud. Yes.
Yeah, no.
These are the rules we just made up.
Yeah, because like in the 80s, cocaine it like grew on trees, basically. Everybody was on coke, allegedly. So, yeah, there's no way they weren't fucking hopped up on that, and amongst other things, during the production of this fucking movie. And I mean, we can just skip to this where we have the final fucking battle. It's very reminiscent of the alley scene where you get like our band of heroes coming into Lopan's fucking thing during the wedding, and they gotta wait until he's married.
Right. Well, hang on.
Okay.
Did we talk about the fucking shots yet?
Oh yeah, they gotta drink the magic juice.
Yeah, we gotta do the shots, and and we're gonna toast
toast to America.
We're gonna toast America that the fucking wings of freedom don't fucking like what?
Yeah.
Why or what?
Yeah. All of a sudden they're doing these patriotic fucking toasts when America and like that never came up in all of this.
Like, all right, white guy, we're gonna really rely on you to. You're going to fuck up a lot of things going forward, and we're really going to need all the Chinese guys to really pull your weight.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to toast America right now. Ready, set, go. Ugh.
Yeah, and this had to be like fucking mushrooms, like mixed into these fucking drinks or something, because they're like, yeah, man, you drink this and you fucking see things, and you'll be able to do things. It'd be great, man. So, clearly there was some sort of fucking drugs going on in those fucking drinks. He even mentioned it, too, after he, saved Gracie, and he's like, "Oh, I drink this good stuff, man. I'm seeing things," and then they kiss, and yeah,
it's again, it's like the ridiculousness of the he's got fucking lipstick all over his fucking face,
yeah,
and she stops and fucking like rubs it off of him at one point.
You know what I always say? What the hell?
Yeah, what the. Like, what's Jack, and it's such a deliberate such a deliberate white guy American name, right? Jack.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Jack. You know, I'm a lumberjack. I'm gonna climbing trees and right. It's like so deliberate. Like you're gonna have this character. But he's gonna wear those fucking boots, man. Every time he was walking out of frame, I'm like, what the fuck is with these goddamn boots? I just didn't understand it. Like, are they comfortable to fucking drive a big rig in? Like, I don't get it.
We had a couple of great fucking scenes. First of all, during the big final fight, Jack had his fucking machine gun. After the scene where he like shot to the ceiling, everybody's like, "Oh!" And he's like, "Oh!" And he shoots the ceiling, and the rocks fucking hit him in the head and knock him out for half the scene. Right. And then the other half of the fight, he was pinned down by some fucking swordsman that he stabbed.
Right.
And while everybody's fighting around him, he's like trying to get this fucking guy off of him, which was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the middle there, he had his fucking gun, and one of the Raidens like snatched it from him and like fucking karate chopped it and shattered this fucking gun into like a million pieces. It's like, what?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah. Well, because he didn't know how to fucking use the gun anyway. Like, did you see how he was shooting a fucking submachine gun?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a goddamn like a cap gun.
Yeah.
Like shooting it. Like, oh my god. I again, suspension of disbelief. Should have happened so long ago with this movie, but that was the kind of thing where like they're shooting each other, and he's got a knife in one hand. There's so many times that this motherfucker's got this stupid knife in one hand and this submachine gun in another that he has no magazines for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and he's just fucking pow, like pew pew pew. He might as well be making the fucking noise with his mouth, and then random people fucking dropping or not, because some of them are impervious to bullets, others die instantly. Yeah. It's so fucking random. You don't know, like, are these like humanoids, or are these like the zombie people? Like, is fucking the Incredible Hulk, is he like impervious to bullets? Like, I couldn't stay with it.
It's one of those things you just have to.
Did we also gloss over the part where did we already get out of through the fucking sewer where like he's basically dry humping, or he's humping her in the fucking sewer?
Yeah.
It's like, can you stop rubbing up on my body? It's too distracting.
Yeah.
Right? Like
nothing like a little sexual assault as you're trying to escape.
Yeah, really. Like that's not my gun.
There were a couple of scenes.
Your gun is digging into my hip.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man.
So many acts. There's so many acts.
There was a couple of times as they're trying to make their way out where fucking there'd be a scene where it's like, all right, Jack, it's clear, and as soon as they come around a corner, there's a guy standing there. Or
Right.
Jack goes to this door, he's like, all right, we just got to get through this door and we'll be safe. And he opens the door and there's the whole fucking gang right there.
Oh yeah, that one fucking he opens the door and fucking the dude who tortures Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon is fucking standing there,
Yes,
right?
that guy.
He fucking opens it and fucking Ho Chi Minh or whatever the fuck his name was. He opens this fucking thing up and he closes it and he goes, hide. And everyone is like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's the one moment they're like, what do you mean hide?
Right.
Like, are you fucking retarded?
Which the hiding part was irrelevant anyway,
Right.
because they fought them off and then like, all right, now come out.
Like, where? Like, you're in this fucking warehouse of what exactly? I don't know. Bunch of breakable shit, apparently.
Right.
Everything is so breakable. And yet, things didn't break until, like, the very, very end of all these fights.
And there's so much ridiculous stuff as they're trying to escape. It's one fucking like ridiculous scene followed by another another like piece of dialogue, and they finally get to this part where they're fighting a couple of the Raidens, right? Where Wang is fighting one of the Raidens, and they're doing this weird thing where they're like leaping up and like,
Oh, God.
they're like hitting each other with swords. They land, then they jump again, and
Yeah, and it's like what you see in like an anime today, where they're fighting and the scene behind them is moving, like in the animation, and they're staying still, but the scene behind them is moving.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty interesting. I don't, this is 1986, right? I wonder if some of that imagery was groundbreaking for some of these movies. Like, have we seen some of these things, like in these fight scenes, like being on wires and shit? Because even Kurt Russell alludes to it when fucking one of the Raidens comes down. He's like, yeah, and this guy comes down on wires and fucking lights up everything with electricity. So I wonder if some of these sequences, because there's like flipping and jumping, and when after fucking Lopan. Well, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah.
So I'll wait. I'll wait for that part.
yeah.
But there's a lot of action that's happening that is absolutely chaotic, that I can't even imagine trying to direct what's going on.
Right.
It had to have been like, okay, everyone, if you get, everyone can please gather around. Okay, so we're gonna do this fight sequence. Everyone pick a partner, and I'm gonna film from like back here, and I just want everyone to fight each other. And then what I'll do is I'll like zoom in particular things, and then we'll just piece it all together. All right, and we should be able to do a one take, right? Everyone good, right? And but make it like super ridiculous. Like, it has to be like, I want people like just make it as ridiculous as you possibly can. All right, sound good? All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Towards the end of all this, we get the final confrontation with Lopan. Very anticlimactic, ultimately, because you kind of alluded to it already with the knife throwing, right? He takes the knife. Lopan's got the girl, Wang's girl, and he fucking throws the knife at him, and he just kind of like half sidesteps, and it hits the fucking gong
it's a
behind
gong in
him.
the background, which is, again, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because has he had this capability to throw a knife ever up until this point?
Not that we've seen.
Like,
we
what-
knew he had a knife, but that was it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. He did take the shot
Yeah.
of the elixir of fucking justice.
Right.
So maybe he thought that he had this ability.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Totally misses. Like, yeah, that was fucking brilliant. Right.
Yeah.
So homeboy picks the knife up and then delivers
and throws
a
it
line.
at him, and then he catches it and re-throws it back, and this time direct hit right to the fucking center of the forehead.
Wow. And can you...
And that's it. Lopan's dead.
And then he falls down and dead. And then all of the statues break.
Yeah.
In
It's domino
sequence.
style.
Yep.
Like they fall like dominoes around.
And
the
he
room.
just stands there and watches it happen. Cling, 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 cling. Which, I mean, I guess I would do the same thing. I'm like, just, wow, are they all going to break? I guess they're all going to break. Like, fuck. Meanwhile, Wang is fucking fighting the Incredible Hulk still.
Yep.
And they're like in the doorway, and it's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon where Wang's going one direction, and then he's like flipping this direction, and fucking Incredible Hulk's chasing him, and then he flips it back in the other direction, and Incredible Hulk's chasing him.
And during one of those transitions, the Incredible Hulk guy, he stops, sees a table, and goes, "Oh, boom!"
Breaks the random fucking yes, yeah. Oh my god, this is like what the fuck.
And I had mentioned that I had seen one scene from this movie before when I was a kid,
right?
And this was the scene when fucking the Hulk Raiden guy sees dead Lopan in the distance, and he's like, "Ooh!" And he like his head blows up, and like his whole body starts like blowing up like a fucking balloon.
He turns into a Garbage Pail Kid and then explodes.
Yes, that was the scene that I had seen when I was younger.
Why that scene?
Because I was just flipping channels one day and I saw that. I'm like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I had to stop because it was like on TV and syndication or something.
Oh my god!
So yeah,
what
that was
thing out of context.
Oh yeah, no, I had no fucking
Big
clue
Trouble
what was
in
going
Little
on.
China. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, that was the only scene of this movie.
What would even have been less context is seeing the fucking floaty brain ball,
the
eyeballs of balls,
yeah,
the fucking thing floating by. If that was the scene that you had caught.
Yeah, that would have been disturbing.
Like, I can see you, Lopan. Like,
yeah, this delivery of that,
and he's like, oh, yeah, eggshell is here, and it's Eggpan, right? It's Eggpan.
No, it's not Eggpan. It's
fuck. God damn it, these names.
Eggshen.
Eggshen's here with company, and I can see him.
And of course. Credit to James Hong, the way he performs as Lopan is, even though it's ridiculous and over the top just like everybody else, his is so much more believable, and you really think that that's that character and the way he is. Like, I love when he was fucking old Lopan, like you see up there. When like he's having some dialogue with Kurt Russell, and he's like, and he's laughing and cackling and just.
I love his voice. I mean,
honestly, and it's so recognizable.
Yeah,
too.
we've heard him so many times. As a kid, I don't think it was as recognizable as it is now.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like at the point where I was like completely flipped over, like this is just so ridiculous that everything that's happening at this point is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The escape in the fucking tractor trailer where he backs up and Kim Cattrall's like, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" His fucking name's on the side of it, you stupid fucking twat. Like, shut up. Just
Yeah, and he had another like ridiculous bit of dialogue, like "Everybody hang on" or something like that.
It was like I'm like, okay, guys, like seriously, it's the chat distraction.
Yeah.
Oh
my god. So they get away, and we have this kind of ending scene back in that restaurant, and everything's kind of coming to a conclusion. Fucking the maitre d' guy and the reporter are all of a sudden shacking up because she's like, he's like, "What are you gonna call it?" And she's like, "Why don't you come over later and you can help me come up with a title?"
And he's like, "Oh yeah,"
and that's the way they say it.
Yeah,
you know, like there's no subtlety.
Nope.
About the way they do that.
Like we just been through this amazing trauma, and we're not. There's no police involvement. There's no like, and up until the point with this fucking lawyer with this scene in the very beginning, that like is really still not really in context. But yeah, no, we're just gonna hang out and fucking have a couple drinks and gonna say goodbye to Kurt Russell. You know?
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, little lady, I gotta go." And
gotta put my spurs on and gotta go.
And she's like throwing herself at him at this point, where she wouldn't give him the time of day at the beginning of the movie in the airport. Now she's like, "You want to take me with you? You want to add like a little attachment to your truck so we can sleep in the back and all this stuff?" And he's like, "No, fuck off," basically. And the reporter's like, "Aren't you gonna kiss her goodbye?" And he's like, "No." So really, I think he was just in it for the chase. You know, he didn't really want to hook up with her. He just wanted that satisfaction of knowing. That.
He probably got off while he was fucking humping her in the fucking in the sewage tube. He's like,
"Yeah, no, I got mine."
Okay, I'm good. I'm done.
Which, by the way, like as much as we're shitting on Kim Cattrall and her fucking acting job, she looked like fucking top shelf in this movie. Like she looked really good.
I will say that she did look really good. She looked, previous to this, I like, basically her best look to me was in Star Trek. Right, when
as the Vulcan
Yeah.
in like Star Trek 6 or some shit like that.
I don't know. I don't know the numbers.
Yeah. Well, she was in the thing that I remember her from was Police Academy before this. She was in the first Police Academy.
Yeah. I have vague recollections of that.
Yeah, she was like kind of the Steve Guttenberg love interest in the first Police Academy. But after this, in fact, I probably saw her in this movie before I even saw her in Police Academy. She was in Mannequin like a year or two later.
Yeah,
You
I
remember
saw
Mannequin?
that. I saw that in a note. I'm like, I do remember Mannequin. I don't remember her being in it, but
Yeah.
I also haven't seen it.
Well, she was the mannequin in the movie Mannequin. So,
Was she really?
yeah.
God, I did not make that association.
Yeah. No, that was her.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You remember that movie with Andrew McCarthy and
I thought I did.
yeah.
Apparently,
And the fucking the security guard who was the fucking cop from Police Academy?
Yeah.
Like the bad cop from Police Academy? The commandant guy?
fuck.
Yeah.
You know what? I have to fucking.
Yes, and Chantal in the chat agrees that she was the mannequin from Mannequin. So,
Well, I totally believe you.
yep.
But I just, in my brain, I didn't make that association. Fuck. I have to see it again. Well, that movie was, I was too young when I saw it, so
Yeah.
it's not really something I had went back to.
So, a couple other things. First of all, we didn't even mention Kurt Russell and how much he had worked with John Carpenter before this. They did an Elvis TV movie together. They did Escape from New York. They did The Thing, which I am ashamed to admit I have never seen The Thing. Which apparently it's pretty good.
I don't know that I've seen it either.
Yeah, no, I've seen Escape from New York. Not the sequel, Escape from LA. But yeah, never seen The Thing at all. And I mostly remember my earliest memories of Kurt Russell were from like Overboard and especially Tango and Cash. I fucking loved Tango and Cash.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That was a super fun movie. And then of course later when he did like Tombstone and some other stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I really remember Kurt Russell from. Oh, and Backdraft. I love Backdraft too.
Backdraft was a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how real. Like, I think it was one of those where like people that are, you know, in the fire department and like say it wasn't realistic or anything else. But I don't know. I didn't have any frame of reference. I just thought it was kind of exciting.
Yep. So one thing I wanted to talk about real quick.
Excuse me.
And a couple of people have talked about this in the chat too. When we get this opening scene again with Eggshell and he's talking to the lawyer, as soon
I
as
got you doing it.
As soon as I see this opening scene, I'm like, oh, that's the fucking dad from The Golden Child.
Yeah.
So you remember The Golden Child with Eddie
yeah.
Murphy. So that movie I had seen like tons of times back in
Yep.
the 80s. Fucking love that movie. When he's like fucking rapping with the I want the knife.
I want the knife.
Yeah, love that movie.
Please.
James Hong also in that movie. But apparently The Golden Child and Big Trouble in Little China were in production at the same time. John Carpenter got approached to direct The Golden Child.
Really?
But he decided to go with Big Trouble in Little China. He liked the script better. But they were both in production at the same time. They knew that they were being made at the same time. Movies about Asian culture, some mysticism involved with a kind of a comedic actor at the head. And they rushed Big Trouble in Little China through production to get it out before The Golden Child.
Really?
They intentionally ramped up production and kind of sped through it so they could beat The Golden Child to fucking theaters. Which, by the way, Golden Child also kind of bombed when it hit theaters. So, a really interesting backstory in that the way these two movies are sort of tied together.
I wonder why. Why? I can understand with this movie there because there's just some weird bullshit with it, right? Like with you're talking about these Asian culture movies.
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Child, it was funny.
It was. It was.
Like,
It was.
it was straight up like this was Eddie Murphy. Like you knew what it was.
And that was
going to be.
like classic comedy. This Big Trouble, it was sort of like we said, campy funny, like over the top silly kind of funny, but not just like classic Eddie Murphy, dialogue
Right.
and humor associated with it.
Yeah, because when did Beverly Hills Cop come out?
Oh God, I have no idea.
Have you seen Beverly Hills Cop?
Not in a long fucking time. Probably 20 plus years. And I never saw either of the sequels, right? Was there 2 or 3?
I don't know because I really didn't get.
Yeah, you know what? I think there was only one sequel to that. I think there was always talk of them doing a third one, but they never did.
There was 3.
Oh, there was a third.
Yeah,
Oh,
the third came out in '94. I'm pretty sure. 94. Pretty sure I did see the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
The first one came out in '84. The first one is one of those movies that I saw way too young, and I love that first movie. I love Beverly Hills Cop.
the only thing I remember about that movie is the bananas and the exhaust. That's like the only thing I
Not
remember.
gonna fall for the banana and tailpipe.
Yeah,
That's the only part you remember.
that's pretty much that, and the music video. Glenn Fry's "The Heat Is On" that was associated with the first Beverly Hills Cop.
That was literally in the first.
Heat is on. The heat is on. Love that song.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
84.
84.
There's no real milestone coming up for that, but that was a good fucking movie. Anyway,
The last thing I want to talk about in reference to Big Trouble in Little China, if you go onto YouTube, like almost every episode of Siskel and Ebert and every review they did for movies back in the 80s and 90s is up on YouTube in one form or another. They're not like legit, they're all like pirated, but they're all out there. I found the Big Trouble in Little China review from Siskel and Ebert. And it was interesting because the thing that they really harped on with this, and it just goes to show you how much Hollywood has changed since this time. They're just like, oh, there's just too many special effects. I was really wanted to get into the story and everything, but there was just so many special effects going on. I couldn't like get into the movie. Like go and watch the Siskel and Ebert for fucking Big Trouble in Little China, and they're so hung up on how many special effects there are in this fucking movie that they can't even like fucking concentrate. I'm like, you two would never have survived in today's fucking Hollywood.
I guess it's that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we're in '86,
Like the entire Star Wars trilogy had been out at this point.
right? So you had Star Wars, but I mean Star Wars being a like science fiction,
Yeah,
science
so
fantasy
it's like the
type
whole thing is like, outer space and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all contained in that. Whereas this one, it like starts with like practical, like we're in San Francisco and we're doing this, and then all of a
Right.
sudden magic and shit. So, but I mean, just that they were so taken away and taken aback by the special effects and everything that they couldn't get into the movie because of it. And I'm just like, wow, what a stark contrast to today. Like by today's standards, people would just be watching this and be like, what special effects? Oh, I guess when, we had the monsters.
Did you see this note?
All right. So Chantal in the chat mentioned, fun fact, when Walt Disney passed away, there was a note he had written that simply said Kurt Russell, and to this day, Kurt and no one else knows why. Well, now I know Kurt Russell, he was a child actor, and I think he had been in some Disney productions up to that point.
Huh.
And I don't know, when did Walt Disney die? Was it like early 80s maybe?
I don't know.
All right, somebody in the chat, tell us when he died. Like maybe he was thinking of a movie, and he's like, "Oh, I want Kurt Russell to be in it."
How random is that? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write down, like, hey, write this down, Kurt Russell. Shh. It's like when you fake write down shit for the pod. Like,
I never fake anything. How dare you?
We can roll back that tape, and so can Kristen.
Yeah. What?
Oh, I just left that one open.
Oh, okay. Oh, Walt died in 1966. Fuck, I was way off.
Swanson.
Yeah.
I was way off.
So, all right, let's wrap up Big Trouble, Little China.
Right.
Final thoughts, Dave.
This was not good.
You-
It was not. It was not a good movie. I did not enjoy it. not even to be over the top. It was, I wanted to be able to look at it just like kind of from dusk till dawn and watch it like that. But it just, I don't know. It was just too much. It was just too much. I just couldn't.
Okay, Siskel.
And not the special effects, but it was just, I couldn't. It was too cringy. It was too cringy for me. I was like, oh my God. God, I feel like they're shitting on so much Asian culture right now. I just feel like, I feel dirty. I just feel dirty right now. And why have, like, what's with the Gorgatron in the fucking, in the rig? You know, you in the put.
Oh,
notes, you put in the
we
sequel talk.
Yeah.
You know, you have the monster that's in the rig with fucking pork chop.
Yeah.
You know, leaving wherever it is. Like, I didn't like it.
So you know me. You know I actually enjoy bad movies. Like, I loved sitting down and watching Birdemic. The Star Wars Holiday Special is one of the greatest things ever produced in my eyes. Like, I like the bad movie campy shit, and I think this fits into that category. The first time we watched it, that Kristen and I sat, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. But then after it was over, I had time to think about it, and then I watched it a second time. I'm like, I get it. And
What's really amazing too is, you know, as people are reacting in the chat, I watched this when I was younger and did not like, it wasn't something like I reviled. It was something that I watched when it was on. There was something in it when I would watch it when I was younger that I was like, oh yeah, this has my attention. So it was in.
It's the rabbits that live underneath the studio.
Knock it off.
Real quick too, Chantal, that is on my list of movies to watch. I do want to see it. Have not seen it yet.
Yeah, the fact that I, at some point in my brain, that this was a movie that was like on the, like, hey, this is one of the movies that you enjoy for some reason. And then when I watched it and was like, why did you enjoy this movie? Like, I just did not understand it as I was watching it. And I tried. I was like digging at it a little bit in my brain, like, why the fuck why did I enjoy this when I was younger? No idea. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, to each their own. But for me, I can see why this has such a cult following.
What?
Problem?
Let's finish up this
Okay.
first. There's like,
Yeah, so the sequel talk. Real quick, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, several years ago, was trying to revive this as far as like a sequel goes. He was trying to make a sequel. I guess it kind of, John Carpenter was very lukewarm on the idea, and it never really came to fruition. But it's one of those things where I don't think there was ever a need for a sequel. It's like, this is one of those movies you can just kind of leave it as is.
yeah.
And John Carpenter, he's never been big in sequels. He didn't want to do the Halloween sequel. The studio kind of strong-armed him into doing that. So he doesn't like sequels in general, and he never wanted to do any of that. All right, what the fuck is going on in Discord?
All right, so Orange Jacket Guy just posted in our Discord server. So if you're on Discord, look for the Sidebar Cantina server.
Yeah.
Open up Discord and you'll see it.
Oh, come on, guys.
Breaking news that not only does it say, I'm assuming this is IMDb.
It looks... This could very well be doctored. We don't know.
It could.
Yeah, we don't know what the context is for this.
So
but...
I'm gonna Google it. But from what he posted in our link, and it could just be, this is the basement of.
I think it's somebody fucking around. I don't think it's real.
And especially because it's coming from him.
Yeah.
Like, Orange Jacket Guy is notorious for trolling.
Yeah.
But what is posted there, what distracted us was Jar Jar Binks in the series cast with Tamora Morrison and Ming-Na Wen.
Yeah, this is in Book of Boba Fett. Like
For Book of Boba Fett.
they have Ahmed Best as in one episode as Jar Jar Binks slash Darth Binks.
Darth Binks. So that would be
Huge kudos to Favreau and Filoni if they actually did that. There's no fucking way this is real.
Darth Binks. Could you fucking imagine? Could you imagine if they fucking...
Or if it is really an IMDb, then somebody at Lucasfilm is fucking trolling us. Because there's no fucking way they would let that out.
I don't... Where's IMDb? Why is everything blowing up right now?
IMDb.com.
Shut up. Ack. Ack.
So do we want to talk about next week and the Star Wars podcast day?
Sure. While we're talking Star Wars, absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay, and we're done with Big Trouble in Little China. So
Yeah.
go watch it.
Watch it at your own risk.
Next week, February 7th, is the official Star Wars podcasting day. So there's a lot of Star Wars podcasts out there. They're all doing a topic. They're all doing a show on Monday, February 7th. We are also part of that, and we are doing our Star Wars astronomy episode. We're finally going to dig into the astrophysics aspect of Star Wars. Even though, again, it's fantasy, try not to get too realistic with it. We're going to try. We're going to try to make some correlations to the real world and the Star Wars galaxy versus things like the Milky Way, and we're going to get into all of the super nerdy astronomy associated with Star Wars.
Yeah. And you know what? It's all, let's face it, this is a made-up world, and we're going to try and apply some real science to it.
Yep.
And see what sticks. I think it'll be a fun exercise.
Yep, we've got some visual aids, and we're gonna really get into it.
Everyone has AIDS. AIDS.
So I guess that's it. Do you have any more Red 5 stuff to talk?
AIDS.
Oh my God.
Well,
Or did you do your whole Red 5 read at the beginning?
no. Of course, I have more stuff to talk about with the
All
Red
right,
5.
well,
Like Lunar Girl, in all her amazingness, has all this stuff for me to read. So I'm going to do it.
Do it. Make the sacrifice.
In case you missed it, Lunar Girl was repping a sidebar last night on 2 pods.
Yeah. I watched one of them.
Shout out to Galaxy of Queers, where they chatted about their childhood traumas with
That's the one I watched.
with the never-ending story. Later last night, she joined Andrew and Marisha on the Science Fictionary, where she had a deep dive into Chapter 5 of the Book of Boba Fett. Catch both replays on YouTube, and watch for the audio releases later in the week. Later on this evening at 2000 or 8 p.m. Eastern. After the weekend, we'll be reviewing the Neverending Story again. It had an anniversary, right? Neverending Story. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. Following that, at 2200, WSTR Media is kicking off their celebration of John Williams' birthday month with visiting the music of the original trilogy. I can't wait. I will be making sure. I might not be able to get there live, but I'm definitely going to be watching. We all know what a massive erection I have for fucking John Williams. I mean, I worship everything that man does, and he is a national treasure, and he needs to be protected at all costs. Finally, at midnight on the East Coast, Salty Nerd Podcast SNP Late Night will be discussing the new Paramount Plus series Halo. Subscribe to both of these pods on YouTube and hop into their live chats. Did you see
The trailer?
Yeah, but did you hear Tony Romo on the football thing? Him and Jim Nantz are talking about the Halo thing, and Tony Romo's like, "Isn't that a video game?" And Jim Nantz is like, "Well, it's a series now." Like, all right, dude, stop talking. Just stop.
They didn't do their homework very well.
Yeah,
or they weren't fed the
it's
the
like,
proper lines.
You guys,
they didn't have a Lunar Girl to give them a good read,
right? Like, you have obviously go back to, you would think that at least Tony Romo is in an age group where he would know what Halo is, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Red 5 Network has 34 amazing podcasts. There's literally something. 34. There's literally something for every personality. Browse through bio.links/red5 That's bio.link/red5, or shoot Lunar Girl a DM on any of our socials. She can suggest something you'll absolutely love that is perfect for you because she's involved with every one of these podcasts. She knows everything that's going on. She is the lifeblood of Red 5. For the Cantina family, the Use and Abuse podcast will be taking the week off. Lucky them. Revisit some of their past episodes on YouTube and audio. Scott and Kim had, I don't know if you saw it, they were repping the Sidebar Cantina with
with, he was wearing the Jason Rose shirt.
The Jason Rose shirt, which is fucking just the best. I bravo to the Wally Frogmore creation of Jason Rose.
I never would have thought in all of my days
at my bequest, and it's fucking
that
brilliant.
my face would be on a shirt like that.
Yes, I
that people would pay for and would wear.
Yes,
proudly.
I need to print it.
Me and my huge tits.
That's
apparently.
right. Drawn like one of his French girls. It's fucking great. We need a print of it. So when we reconfigure the studio, that it can be seen in the background. Really earned some fucking NSFW. Anyway, thank you, Scott and Kim. ATSW Escape Pod will be celebrating 25 years of the remastered Empire Strikes Back. Join Don Snooch, Brady Big Lovin', and Dragon Buddy in their live chat on YouTube Wednesday night at 19:05, 7:05 p.m. Eastern for fun and shenanigans. Again, their chat is much like our chat. Very distracting and very, very fun.
And we may be in there to try to distract them.
Yes,
as much as possible.
I try and free up the bandwidth to get in there as much as possible. Yeah. It's very, very hard. The Orange and Fett Show released episode 13 on Seinfeld last week. Subscribe to them on Spotify and give it a listen and be notified of upcoming releases. I think you follow them on if you follow Bronco Fett on Instagram. He posts on there when the new episodes come out as well.
I can't believe they're up to 13 already.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's funny how they, like, you start getting in a flow. You start pushing out content. Every week it gets easier and easier. It just becomes part of what you do.
Yeah.
Sweet Studios is doing a massive overhaul of his studio, so no new tunes just yet. I saw a picture of what he was doing to the studio. I mean, he's basically making the space that he was in. I mean, you've been in his studio, right? So
yeah.
He's got these partition walls, so he's expanding that out, so he actually has a lot more space. So it's going to be very good. Follow him on Discord and Instagram for future announcements. And for us, Lunar Girl has made a new bio link for us. So instead of the link tree that we had before, now we are at bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina.
I was in the pool.
Shrinkage! That's what it was outside with the fucking...
Do women know what shrinkage is? You mean like laundry?
bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina. So easy to remember, and when you go there, like it's a lot better presentation, a lot easier to navigate. So, and of course, since the link tree is on, I just realized, don't kill the link tree, Lunar Girl, because it's on the business cards.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Don't kill it. I just realized that. Anyway. But bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina, where you'll find all of our links to YouTube, audio, Patreon, and all the social media. 2E3RFT 890 the D platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and Discord.
Johnny,
I don't know if I leaned on the keyboard to make that happen, or if she did. What is that? What is that code for? 2E3RFT.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's I'm reading it. It's right here in the note. 2E3RFT 890 the D platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, platform, Twitch, and Discord. And Lunar Girl will be putting us on TikTok as well.
God help us all.
Yeah, we will be on TikTok. There will be no fucking challenge videos or any other bullshit like that. But the clips she makes of us on Instagram, I think, are perfect for that.
The straw one from last week was the
fuck you and your fucking paper straws. Come on, man. Also in our bio link is the TeePublic merch shop where you can find t-shirts and hoodies in a wide variety of designs, sizes, and colors for the entire family. There are also Sidebar Cantina face masks, tote bags, phone cases, and exclusive stickers and pins. Just about anything you can imagine. Scott over at Used and Abused was sporting our scandalous Jason Rose shirt on his Titanic podcast last week. Get yours in time for the Titanic 25th anniversary this year. Tag us with your merch so Lunar Girl can share it on the socials. Yes, please do that.
Fucking believe that movie's 25 years old.
Jason Rose.
That's that whole getting old thing that you were talking about. But
Yeah,
anyway.
every time.
Let's-
Reviews. Write us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app. Screenshot it and DM us the pic on Instagram or Twitter. You can write one sentence or an entire page, whatever your heart desires. Lunar Girl will gladly send you some Sidebar Cantina stickers in the mail the next day! And we will read your review word for word on our next episode. As an added bonus, if you post your Apple review on Twitter or Instagram and tag us and at Red 5 Network, you can also get an official Red 5 Network button pin. And that is it for the read.
All right.
Do we want to make our little announcement?
Sure. Go ahead.
So, Jason and I were talking, and the rest of our studio staff has no idea, or at least I don't think they do. Jason and I were talking about doing something specific for football, rather than, because right now what we're doing is like, because we know most of our audience like isn't necessarily into when we talk about football, right? Mm-hmm. But we like talking about football. We're into that. It's part of our nerddom is the football stuff, and we know a lot of you follow it as well. So what we are going to do starting next week is we are going to do basically a short right after this show is over. Instead of the usual post show, we are actually going to create a whole separate show. It'll be a separate stream, so everyone that's in the chat would be able to, log back in, and it'll be called the Overtime. And we're gonna start a clock. It's gonna be 15 minutes, and we're gonna talk about football specifically, and it'll be football. They're little footballs. It'll be specific for football, and to be honest, the way the NFL is now, and with the USFL coming out, and with college and the draft and everything else, there's something to talk about every week. There really is. So yeah, again. What do you mean again? Yeah, we're gonna do this Overtime for 15 minutes, and it's going to be every week after our normal show.
Yeah,
and this way it'll be separate, so who's ever watching or listening to our normal Sidebar podcast, this will be isolated from that. And honestly,
so we don't have to bleed our football love into the normal show.
And then honestly, from us, from a marketing standpoint, we can create a separate stream with hashtags that are just involving football.
Yeah,
and delve into and kind of spread out, because this is the Sidebar. I mean, honestly. Yep. So the fact that we're branching into something off to the side isn't really that big of a stretch.
Indeed.
But yeah, I love talking about football, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be. Yeah, we did do a post show sports pod before, but I think that was specific. Really had a lot more to do with the fantasy football stuff when we did it before. This is going to be specifically about just football in general. So
it's going to have that timer, the 15-minute timer,
no
matter what.
Yeah, 15 minutes just about football. And like case in point, for this week, it would have been about the division series, right? Championship series. It would have been, so we're talking specifically about those games and what was important, to come out of that, our feelings about how those games were.
Or just go to my Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see my feelings.
Yeah, definitely
on things. But yeah, and just real quick, after the show for our Overtime for this week, Kristen is going to open up her escape crate, and we have a couple other things to talk about.
Yeah, so there will be a normal post show today.
Yeah,
postscript, post show, whatever.
Yes.
So
are we done?
We're done.
All right. So thank you, everybody, for sticking around. Stick around for the post-show shenanigans. And until next time, Dave and everybody else, go fuck yourself.
Hey, man, what do I click, man?
That's a good one. All right, and enter Kristen now. Right now.
Garoppolo just got 105 mil for 4 more years.
No fucking way.
I'm sure that's.
Oh no. Trust me, he's done in San Francisco. He is done.
I
100%.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty much done anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
they made this run despite him, honestly.
Yes, and that's what I've been saying. Like, they've won in spite of his efforts to fucking ruin these games. And everybody's like, how can you say such bad things about him? He took you to the championship. No. The rest of the team took them to the fucking championship. He has done everything he can to not take them to the fucking championship.
I think here's the biggest tell, honestly, for that team with Garoppolo. I think you really have to. Oh shit! I had a thought and it's gone.
Well, I can tell you my thought. You should not, when your quarterback throws it past 5 yards, be scared that it's going to be an interception every single time your quarterback
Oh,
throws.
dude, who are you telling?
Well, yeah.
Did you watch the Eagle season this year?
Yeah. But it's like every single throw that he makes past like 5 yards, I'm like, fuck, it's going to be a pick. It's going to be a pick. Because I've seen the way he throws. He can't read fucking coverage for shit. He tries to like thread the needle. Every once in a while, he'll get lucky. One of the touchdown passes he threw yesterday was like a 3-yard dump to Debo, and then Debo made the fucking play. That's how most of his touchdown passes go, by the way. They're not like him making these incredible fucking deep throws. They're him dunking it off to his fucking check down like he always does, and that guy making a play.
I do recall that I'm pretty sure, if it wasn't the beginning of this season, maybe it was last season, that somebody was really like espousing the virtues of
I
Jimmy
gave
G.
him the benefit of the doubt for years.
I'm pretty sure it was more than the benefit of the doubt.
I gave him 4 years of my loyalty.
I'm pretty sure that when Dave said that this guy's a fucking turd, and Jason was,
And I
Jason
disagree.
Jason was pretty adamant about.
You were right. You were right, Dave. Don't enjoy this because I don't admit this very often. You were right. I tried. I was on my knees praising this guy, and in turn, he just like pissed in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm done. I've had enough. And I knew it. Pretty much this whole season, I knew he was a fucking fraud. And I'm just like, let's just move on at this point.
My problem with your organization, this is the thought I was trying to get, is the.
Hey, turn that heater back on.
Please?
One of you, I don't give a fuck who it is.
It is on.
Oh,
just
well,
on
turn
low.
it on higher because it's getting cold in here now.
Such a baby. So my thing is, in your organization, why is Jimmy Garoppolo still the better guy to manage a game than Trey Lance?
I mean, it was Lance's rookie season, and he, quite frankly, was not that experienced. He was like a second or third year guy in college.
I know that, but it's still, like, at some point, right? You're saying that Jimmy G was the guy, right? You're not gonna make a play to try and bring another veteran in. Like, you're the organization, and you're like, you know what, this is my guy, despite injuries and everything else. Like, I know this guy can game manage us to at least to the fucking NFC Championship game. I think there's something to be said for the fact that Jimmy G didn't lose you games to get to the point to the championship game. If
that's not enough. That's not what your quarterback should be doing.
Oh, again,
you should not be like,
who are you telling?
I just pray. We've got such a good team. I just pray the quarterback doesn't fuck it up again. That's not the way things are supposed to be. It's supposed to be, I can't wait to see my fucking quarterback on the field just chucking it up and down the fucking field.
Really? Is that what it's supposed to be like?
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've been putting up with Jalen Hurts.
Hey,
it's the same fucking bullshit.
You had a decade of Donovan McNabb. That dude had a gun for an arm.
Yeah, and I had Michael Vick too.
Yeah.
Who had fucking Vick had one of the biggest arms in the NFL.
Did he?
Yes.
I mean, I just remember him mostly making plays with his feet and those fucking weird sidearm throws that he would throw.
Dude, Vick had a huge arm. Like, yeah, you need to go back and look at the film, but yeah, and Wentz had a big arm too, but yeah, Hurts is not a fucking quarterback. He's a runner. It's fucking.
And you know what? You joke, Dragon Buddy. I'd almost take fucking Kaepernick over Garoppolo at this point.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know about that.
I mean, like I'm so done with Garoppolo.
I had a on my Facebook memories. I had a post that was it was talking. It must have been what year did the Kaepernick go to the Super Bowl?
Well, it was the year the Ravens won. We were still living in base housing at the time, so we're probably talking 2010.
Yeah, because I had a Facebook memory that popped up and said I wanted the 49ers to lose just because I thought Kaepernick was a fucking clown, and that proved accurate.
Yeah, it took a couple years, but like he had like 1.5 fucking stellar seasons, and then it was all in there.
Anyway, you have something to open.
I do. I just don't have a knife.
Oh, if only we knew somebody who had a knife.
You know, ironically, I don't have a knife on me.
What? Even in your fucking bag of goodies?
Oh, well, that's true.
Who the fuck are we talking to here? So, for context, the Escape Pod are good friends. They have their own Patreon, and one of the perks of being a patron over there is you get put into these drawings for what they call an escape crate, which is a crate of goodness. Dave has already received one.
Yes.
In the last year, I think. And Kristen decided to throw her name in that hat.
A while ago.
A while ago.
I've been a patron for a little while.
And she may have mentioned a couple of times to me personally, she better win this fucking thing soon. And now here it is. And we're going to open it. Big reveal. Just waiting for a knife. All right.
I got a new book bag, so it's
Why
like.
do you do that? I don't trust myself.
So we're going to see what's in the box. What's in the fucking box?
Did you do that movie?
7? I mean, we could. It's a fantastic
That
fucking
was
movie.
like the first DVD I ever bought when DVDs were.
Yeah,
brand
I was there.
Yeah.
You and I lived together at that time.
Yeah, your memory's a little spotty.
That is true.
Thank you.
All right, so are you going to just like reach in and just grab something and pull it out?
How else would you do it?
I don't know.
Should I just dump it upside down?
You could. I mean, that is an option.
I wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't. I was just gonna,
All right, let's go. And apparently they put a lot of personal touches into these things.
They do. Yeah, the Escape Pod guys, they do a really good job with the escape crate.
Toaster ornament. I'll do this one.
Okay. If it fits in a toaster, I can cook it. That is very funny. I don't know if that's a reference to something, but it's pretty funny.
I like that.
And it's an ornament, too.
Yes. Ooh.
Oh, you knew there was going to be a pop in there.
I
Oh.
Harley Quinn.
Is this... Which Harley Quinn is this? The Suicide Squad. Not to be confused with Suicide Squad.
They did different pops for those. That's
Well,
I'm sure they did.
Well, no, those are two different movies.
I know.
Suicide Squad and The Suicide Squad.
I know. I'm just saying there's different Harley Quinns.
Yes, this is The Suicide Squad. And it could have been a Harley Quinn from like the fucking comics or the animated series. There's a lot of Harley Quinns out there.
Smack Legacy of Bane with a toaster.
Oh, the toaster reference. That's what
Yeah.
that was all about. Okay, I get it now.
Oh no.
I get that reference. Oh no.
Something broke.
Uh-oh.
We have a broken coffee mug. Sad face. The Escape Pod coffee mug came in damaged condition. Sad face. Whomp whomp.
Here, swap it with mine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, that is so cool. Cookie cutters.
All right.
Nice.
because she is well known for her baking. So add some Star Wars cookie cutters in there.
A Disney pin! Stormtrooper!
Oh, sweet. Yeah, the Disney pins are a big thing.
Yes, I love those.
First Order Stormtrooper? No. No, that's a standard Stormtrooper. It's not a First Order.
Escape pod.
What?
Oh, look at that.
Mask.
What? They make their own face masks?
Allegedly, I mean, I do a read where it says that we have face masks. I just don't have any.
Me either. That's actually a good quality one, too.
Yeah, it's nice.
A Yoda sticker.
Oh. You'll put it on the Volt.
What kind of sticker is it? Oh, it's like an auto decal sticker.
That cool.
Sweet.
Put that on the Volt, yeah. That is cool.
It's the biggest keychain I've ever seen. X-Wing!
He's using his hand for a size comparison, so that explains a lot.
Oh, Dave, always the asshole. We got a Red 5 postcard? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Or not, our escape pod. I saw Red 5 on there, and I immediately said Red 5.
Socks.
Ah. Got some nice Vader socks.
Nice. Better not catch you wearing them.
I might.
My kids will steal it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Another escape pod mug?
Another escape pod mug.
Oh, sweet. So one of them did come in good condition. Why'd they send two?
They sent me too.
Oh.
Because, you're a coffee drinker. Do you have enough coffee mugs ever?
No.
Yeah.
In fact, we recently bought me a bunch of new coffee mugs. What?
Oh, nice.
Whoa, that's very timely.
That is awesome.
Fucking sweet ass Boba Fett shirt.
That's a good looking shirt.
I love that.
Yeah. Up.
Mall.
Obligatory comics. Darth Maul.
Ooh, that's a good looking comic.
Yeah. And this is trying to see a date. Oh well. What do we got here?
Red 5.
More
Escape pod.
stickers. Red 5, escape pod, stickers. These can all be yours if you become a patron of the escape pod. They're really making us look bad too, by the way.
Yeah. Another keychain. Escape pod.
Keychain. Can never have too many keychains.
Magnet and buttons.
Christ almighty, they sure know how to brand themselves. Fuck. More magnet, pins. Shit.
Button pins, which apparently people are into.
Business cards.
Nostalgia Inc. is in Jackson, Michigan, is the official sponsor of the Escape Pod, of
See?
the Escape Crate 3PO.
And
That's therein lies the difference. They have a sponsor for their Escape Crate.
What the fuck is this? Oh, it's like a trivia game. Oh, it's like a Mandalorian themed trivia game in a neat little box.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is it just Mandalorian?
I don't know.
yeah, I think so. No.
We should play that on the show.
Indeed.
That's it. Thank you guys.
You guys are awesome.
They are the best.
I love it. That is so cool.
Yeah, look at the box.
Pretty shiny. Let's see. I want to see like one of the questions. All right.
Stumped.
So I guess the category is the child. 1 point. What was the name of Zian's brother? Oh, the fucking the Twi'leks. The first episode Bill Burr was on. Remember
Oh.
the Twi'leks, the brother that they were saving?
Shit.
Well, your options are Quentin, Quinn, and Quest.
That was Quinn.
Yeah. Okay. What was living in an abandoned Sarlacc pit in the Tatooine wastelands? A bantha, a crate dragon, or Jawas? Living in an abandoned Sarlacc pit in the Tatooine wastelands.
It was the dragon. It was what they He went with the.
That's right. Yeah, him and Cobb Vanth.
Yep.
Sweet. Oh, we're gonna have to play this. Alrighty.
I love it all. Thank you guys. Thank you. Stuff is so cool.
She's so happy.
Anything else you want to talk about before we close this up?
I'll
take that as a no.
No.
All right.
No. I'm good.
That's good. It's 8 o'clock. Good time for us to close up shop. But we appreciate everybody who stuck behind.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Yep. Don't forget to hit
You're the best.
Hit the like button, share us, do all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Luna Girl will be on all the things tonight, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So-
no. If it's a Red 5 podcast or if it's a podcast of anybody that anybody's ever met, then she'll probably be on it.
Yep. That's her thing. That's what she does.
Yep.
And she's good at it.
Indeed. Alrighty. Well, we're out of here, guys.
All right.
Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.